Hello, folks. A pleasure to see so many people here. It's amazing. Thank you so much. We are here with another fantastic charity stream with this absolutely gorgeous cast you see in front of you. We are here raising money. That is our primary reason to be here. We are raising money for Stop AAPI Hate to help counter the increase in anti-Asian hate crimes. We're doing that the only way we know how. Rolling dice, raising money, and being goofs, basically. We do have both charity links in the chat itself as well as just below. That will lead you to Tiltify, where you can go ahead and make a donation to this fantastic charity. It is super important, especially with the recent rises in these hate crimes. We need to make sure that we stomp that out and provide whatever support we can to people who are affected. On top of that, we have a few giveaways tonight. We have 2 copies of Blades in the Dark, the PDF versions, and we have 2 sets of dice from the wonderful Dice Envy to give away, so keep an eye in chat for that. And yeah, anything you can give would be super, super appreciated. Alright, I'm going to hand you over to the fantastic cast here, and let's have some fun and roll some dice.
Hello, and welcome to this very special stream and one shot of Blades in the Dark. I am your game master, Michelle, and I'm going to be basically just everyone else these fine people are not. So that's basically what I'll be doing. I'll be running this really wonderful game. And basically, Blades in the Dark is a game that it's very simple. It's very it's a little bit grimdark in the sense that we are playing in a world that is basically inspired by Peaky Blinders, by you're basically like think of Prague meets London meets Venice meets like vampires and stuff like that, all kind of in the same thing. We are living in a city named Doskwall, which not only has a problem with crime and corruption, but also ghosts and leviathans with demon blood that roam the seas outside, which is why we have an incredible big fence of lightning that keeps the city safe. Um, Now, this city does have a little bit of problem with death in the sense that people are no longer moving on, or rather, they come back. They come back as ghosts, and that is also an interesting thing that we have to consider during this really interesting game. And so, with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our wonderful motley crew of criminals here as we begin this interesting little heist. So with that, Nala, why don't we start with you?
Me first. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here and for helping us raise money for an amazing charity. My name is Nala. I use they, them pronouns. I'm on Twitter at NalaWoo, and today I am playing a character named Regina Fang, who uses she or any pronouns, and the playbook I'm using is the Spider.
And the spider is a know-it-all, kind of, right?
Kind of. I have a lot of connections, and I am the mastermind type archetype character. And as we'll meet our NPC, or we'll meet them soon, I think, but I am the older sibling of Emmett, who owns a lovely restaurant.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Regina. Next, let's go to Danny.
Hey y'all, my name is Danny. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me all over the internet at Danny Plays Games with a Z, as well as on Twitch and TikTok at Brutal Dan. Today, I will be playing Crimson, who uses they, them pronouns. And the playbook I'll be using is The Whisper. And honestly, Crimson is an orphan, very kept to themselves, and only cares about maybe 2 people and just deals with everything else just to make it to the next day.
Oh, thanks so much, Danny. All right, let's move over to Austin.
Hey everybody, my name's Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me on Twitter at Sailor Scout Austin. That's SCT for Scout. And I'm playing Asane, the lurk. Asane's pronouns are he, they. And Asane just is really good at breaking into places, and that's kind of all he's about. Just dummy good at it.
That's always a really great description. Just really good at breaking into things. Flips it. I'm in. Let's go ahead and move over to KP.
Hey everybody, my name is KP, also known as KP11 Studios on all of your social media verse. You can mainly find me on Twitter as KP11 Studio, and today I will be playing Jean-Pierre Locke, who is a straight up ripoff of what's his face from Ratatouille, the chef that I'm blanking his name. Hearst? Was it Hearst? Something like that.
It was
yeah,
Hearst.
It's Hearst. Yeah, Hearst, who's literally he is an ex-military guy from a secret operative program who kind of washed out, and our lovely, amazing Michelle, who plays one of our main characters, found me on the streets, homeless, without any real life skill, took me into our little restaurant, and he's now one of the head chefs over there. So, some say he has some very uncanny knife skills. Who knows why? And I will be playing from the playbook, The Hound.
Ooh, very mysterious. And last but not least, let's go over to Connie.
Hey, everybody. I'm Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she. I am on Twitter at by Connie Chong, by as in the authorial sign off, not the sexuality, though I am both. When I'm not guest starring on these wonderful streams, you can find me as the GM and executive producer behind Transplanar RPG, which is an all transgender, people of color led, 100% homebrewed Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live streamed actual play campaign set in an original non-colonial anti-Orientalist world. And today I will be playing Lovelace, she, her, the Cutter, a dangerous and intimidating fighter, and I'll steal your family jewels and your girl's heart. I'm a emotionally unavailable butch lesbian, and I don't go to therapy. I'm ready to solve every puzzle by punching through it. And that's me and Lovelace.
Ooh, that is a very wonderful intro. I think you might have stolen my heart. Well, thank you also. Oh, yeah, no, I wish I had a fan. Jeez, I shouldn't have bought this sweater. It's getting a little hot. Well, thank you all so much for your wonderful little intros. And with that, let's go ahead and get started on this little adventure. Now, all of you know each other. This isn't just in fact, one of you, all you might think that perhaps you're a bit of a family, given your past place of employment and also your family. In fact, let's go back to Regina. Regina's family, the Fangs, used to own this restaurant in a rather swanky part of Duskwall named Haven, and it had been a staple of the Brightstone district for about 2 to 3 generations. Your parents own this restaurant, your grandparents own this restaurant. It was considered to be one of the finest places in Duskwall to dine, and anyone who was anyone needed to make reservations there. And so once your parents passed away at a nice old age, they had the both of you at a relatively young age. Regina's younger sister, Emmett, decided to follow in her parents' footsteps and take over as the chef de cuisine, the executive chef of Haven. And while she was serving some of the best and priciest food in Duskwall, she also made sure that nothing in her kitchen went to waste. In a world where, the sun was being blotted out and, the crime is running rampant on the streets, Emmett actually created a soup kitchen and a safe place for people to go to eat and not worry about having to worry about money, instead given a place where they can eat and sleep for free and in safety. And in the nearby Six Towers district, which is just next door to the Brightstone district. So all of you were taken in by Emmett with open arms, if you weren't already related, and given positions on her staff without question. All of you, of course, came to Emmett in different ways. I believe one of you broke into the restaurant. I believe that was Asane just broke in one day, and Emmett found you in the potatoes and was just like, do you want a job? Like, are you okay? And Emmett just never asked about your backgrounds, your history, or even your culinary experience. Every kitchen out there is always about what you can do and what your potential is, not about where you came from. It's about what you do next and how well you can make food. And so she took you all in under her wing, and you became this incredibly fun pirate crew of restaurateurs working in the back, serving customers and hobnobbing with the best, while also giving charity to those who needed it most. You became tight-knit as a family, which is what made the next part so painful. During one fateful night, Haven burned down. Not only did it burn down quickly, not only did it burn down in a rather epic conflagration, it also nearly took the life of Emmett with it. Emmett was in there late, basically taking care of her kitchen, making sure that everything was spick and span, looking over the accounts. And it's actually a little suspicious how quickly the whole restaurant burned down. After all, this is a building. It shouldn't be able to go up that quickly, or so you think. At least, this is what you all suspect, but the Bluecoats, aka the police constabulary in the area, they've all pretty much dismissed it as, well, kitchens, they have fire. That's a thing. Fire sometimes burns stuff. That's also a thing. We're going to write this off as just an accident. But all of you know a little better. You suspect that something's going on. And even though you no longer work together, you found your own little side hustles here and there, you still keep in contact. And definitely, at least with you, Regina, you've been trying to figure out a little bit more about what could have happened that night, since you were the event manager at Haven. So in the months that have passed since the demise of Haven, Emmett has been recuperating in a local rehabilitation center where she has been going through physical therapy and also mental and emotional therapy. She has her good days and her bad days. Sometimes she recognizes you, all of you, when you come in. Sometimes she doesn't. And it's been a real struggle to see her recover, but she's doing it little bit by little. That doesn't really erase the need to know what happened from your hearts, though, which is why when the very prestigious assassination family, the Trung family, contacted Regina saying, hey, we've maybe got a job for you. And in return, maybe some information about this, all of your ears perked up. And this is where you found yourselves. The Trung family, their contact, Anna Trung, who is this incredibly lipstick lesbian, very, very femme woman in a lovely ruffly suit, contacted Regina. She let her know that, oh, by the way, so super awkward. We used to have this incense burner that was in this little family cache over by the docks. And as it turns out, some busybodies, some meddlers from Duskfall Academy at the College of Immortal Arts kind of came across it. They dispelled our wards, they got in, and now it's in the university and it's being studied. And that is not good for the Trung family because, as they let you know, turns out that this incense burner is an incredibly potent way to contact your ancestors and commune with them. Basically get some advice. Say like, hey, great grandma, I'm kind of dating this dude and he seems kind of weird. What do you think? And it's always nice to get that kind of advice. But overall, in a world where ghosts are a real thing, it is actually incredibly powerful to have an artifact that can allow you to control, summon, and speak with ghosts in a coherent manner. So, given that the Trung family is all about killing people, this is not really their area of expertise. And knowing your vested interest in what happened at Haven, she's contacted all of you in order to maybe see if you can retrieve it for their family. And then you can maybe figure out whatever happened to Haven and how can we avenge Emmett. Wonderful. Okay, so with that set, let us set the scene. All of you have met and you're all gathered outside a little bit outside, maybe in a little like thicket. There's the grounds outside of Duskull Academy are pretty lush. There's some trees that have managed to still keep some leaves despite all of the lack of sun. They've been specially bred that way. There's some hedges and bushes that have been especially trimmed. I mean, after all, what are they paying tuition for? And it's pretty simple for all of you to meet in this little area. So you're currently in the outside the eastern part of this campus, and just about 200, 300 feet away is the quad of the Immortal Arts. So it's about 10 o'clock at night. And what are you doing?
I don't think Lovelace is there yet. I think Lovelace is going to make a late appearance.
Okay, so who is there?
I am there.
John's
Awesome.
definitely there.
Yeah.
Crimson would probably be sitting down on the ground right by Regina. Crimson usually they carry around a deck of tarot cards, and they would flip one over and they would pull a skull jack of clubs and looks up at Regina and it's like, hey, Regina, I don't know what's going on here, but I think this, regardless of what we try to do, this might be the best move so that we can help out Emmett.
I agree. And we have planned extensively for this. Can we do a flashback?
Flashback. Yes. Go ahead. What do you want to do with this flashback?
From what I understand about this game, there isn't a ton of actual like in-game planning that happens, but we get to choose from 6 different options of how we are going to try and steal this thing or steal it back, I guess, in our case. So I would like to go over that and talk as a group for which one of these we are going to do.
Sounds good. All right.
And on my character sheet, I think these are the options: assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. And knowing us and our skill sets and the general plot, I'm guessing we would go with either the social one, the stealth one, or the deception one. What do you all think?
Oh, just to set the scene. So,
yes.
All of you, yes, have planned extensively for this. So let's go ahead. So you're sitting around it's been like, you got this job maybe like a couple of weeks ago. And you know exactly where it's going to be held because there's been several news articles about it, and the Chung family has been keeping tabs on where this incense burner is. So about a week or so ago, all of you are meeting. It's about 2 a.m. You're all late, like night owls or whatever. And you're sitting in Regina's chapel loft office in a little section that's basically cordoned off by dark velvet curtains to deafen and muffle any sound. There's some dark ironwork. Regina, you've got like a decanter of wine. You've poured it out for your friends and colleagues. So yeah, what's up?
So I imagine we have a table, and laid out on this table, I have lots of maps because I have lots of maps. And one of these maps is a pretty detailed map of the school itself. And as you all know, but our audience doesn't, I was formerly employed at this university as a professor of music composition. But unfortunately, my entire department was dissolved due to lack of funding, and I was out of a job. But I kept the map. I kept the map, I guess.
It's actually just, a really nice version of the tour guide, the campus tour guide map that they give to students when they visit. But it's it's actually very well drawn.
Good map.
I think Lovelace is leaned against your desk, fingering the rim of the decanter and like looking at the wine inside, tilting her head side to side, and says, I think we should just go in guns blazing. No death without honor, right? It's a joke, Regina. Relax. You're so tense.
Ha 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 ha.
You guys are so good. Sorry. That's me, Austin. Now they leave. They walked into the scene for a second, like, these guys are great, then they leave.
Who's that? Did you guys hear something?
This bat flies in named Austin. Hangs upside down, is like, it says in little bat speak, like, wow, they're really good, and then like flies away to the night.
Did anyone hear that? What?
But I think Asane kind of is looking over the map and is like, all right, so here's the thing. What is the one thing that they wouldn't expect?
Guns blazing.
No.
Sniper to the head.
No.
Jean-Pierre, your solution for everything is a bullet to the head. I like you.
Usually works.
I don't think it will work in this situation.
The front door. I sneak in and just let you. They don't watch the front door. Security watches windows and cameras. No one watches the front door because no one's stupid enough to try it.
Are you saying you're stupid enough to try it?
Oh, I'm stupid enough to try anything, my friend.
I love you, Austin.
I perhaps have another that's a word, another way in. My professor friend, Genevieve, she still works there.
So we shoot them and we take their credentials. Got it.
No. No. My friend Genevieve could let us in. Or at least could let me in. And I could maybe create a distraction long enough for the rest of you to get in another way.
All right, you're the boss. But Crimson, you've been awfully quiet.
Y'all just keep talking. Why don't we just, I'm actually for guns ablazing. Who are these people? Why can't we just shoot them up?
Thank you.
It's only the biggest school in this entire city.
Okay, the education process and the whole structure is just a bunch of baloney anyways. Why do we care?
As a former professor
that got laid off because of a lack of funding. Emmett told me everything, Regina. They did not treat you well there.
I understand. But the school is still important. And I feel if we just go in and murder everyone, they will find us like really quickly.
Not everyone, just the people that are keeping it from us.
At this point, Pierre who was leaning against the wall, kind of in the shadows, kind of comes forward and like places a hand on Regina's shoulder and then looks at everybody and goes, if this school is important to Regina, it is important to us. We respect no shooting, no killing. We can do this. We've done worse.
I'm all for that. I'm not really into the whole killing aspect, as you all know. So if we could keep the killing to a 0, that would be ideal.
I don't know that number.
0 to 1?
0's preferred.
0.
You could knock someone out, you know.
You also all know that when someone dies, there's a magical bell in the local constabulary that rings. And then a crow is sent out to circle the body. Essentially.
Like not very conspicuous.
Yeah, no, it's not very conspicuous. So killing is definitely not something that y'all would be wanting to do if you wanted to keep it stealthy. Otherwise, like a billion crows just like emerge and start circling the crowd.
We go in guns a-blazing and there's just isn't it called a murder?
It's a murder of crows.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
A murder of crows descends on the party. End of session. Thanks for coming, everybody. Am I still quiet?
No. This is actually a Hitchcock film.
Can I just, as a proposal, just put out how atmospheric that would be, though.
It would be so good. It'd be stealth. If we kill enough people, the crows will disguise everything. That's stealthy, right?
It's technically
I think Lovelace actually says that, like as a joke, and then turns to
GM, I
Asane.
just watch my notes just run up and
Like crumple. Yes. Lovelace turns to Asane and Regina and says, all right, cross my heart and hope to die. No killings. And then I lift the decanter to my lips and I reveal that my fingers are crossed and I drink it.
Pierre kind of reaches over and uncrosses those fingers.
Just for you, Jean-Pierre, just for you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm watching you two guys.
So are we just going to make a decision? Are we going to go through the front door or are we going to meet up with Regina's friend?
I say Regina's sound. We can use that in.
Would you
Yes.
want to? Actually, how old is everyone? Could some of you pose as prospective
You were
students?
all tiny, tiny children. I'm just joking.
We're all geriatrics.
Yeah,
We're in
no,
our
you're all
70s.
very old.
Ageless gods.
Can you just imagine either scenario and the dialogue we've all just spoken as children or as
12-year-olds
old people?
drinking this wine.
You're all played by like really, really, really old actors.
So does this mean we're using social as our plan? If we go with
S-
Regina's?
I think so, yeah.
So,
Cool.
so there's that aspect, and just to give you some more context a little bit too, you see on the map that the Department of Immortal Arts is in a building in the quad, and it's actually takes up the entire top floor of this building. So, just letting you know where that is. Because stuff, and then the dance teacher, a professor, her stuff is in the basement area, and the middle area is like they've closed off the music composition and the music department to make room for
What did they put in there?
Wait.
Sports?
actually more and more like spectrology as they're trying to like expand the ghost stuff. This is the ghost academic department,
Expand ghost.
expanding the ghost, just with a big hot air balloon. So just a heads up, letting you know the terrain.
So Crimson would look up at Regina and it's like, Emmett always wanted me to go back to school. I could pose as a student if you'd like, but I'm not changing my makeup.
You look fine.
Thank you.
Like me when I was in school. He just says it in the most straight-laced face.
Perhaps we could talk our way into getting a tour, and maybe that'll lead us close enough to wherever. Do we know where they're keeping it? Do the Trunks know? Or we have to figure that out too?
The Trunks have given you an idea of like so you know which department it is, but you in particular have an idea of where it is specifically, because the spectrology department has a lab, and it's probably in there because they're doing tests.
So I point to the lab on the map.
Yes.
Let's say it's in here.
It's in the top. It's on the top floor.
And how many floors are there? 3?
There are 3 floors.
3 floors. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy enough. If like your friend can walk us in.
What would
Awesome.
our alibi be?
I'm there to visit an old friend, and you all are my friends, or the prospective student, if you wanted to go with that.
Fair enough.
All right. So, do we want to go back to the scenario, or do you want to keep going with your beautiful dialogue? So,
I'm good to go back.
I'm
Good to go back? all right. Flashback.
One more question. Would
Yes.
we have stuck with the 10 p.m. thing, or would we go during the day?
Actually, that's up to you. I just proposed 10 p.m., but we can absolutely change it to a different time. What time do you want to be there?
I feel like if we're trying to socialize our way in, showing up for a tour at like noon or something.
Or is it you just wanted to see your friends, you didn't want to see all the other professors? So you were like,
true.
show me after those jerks
After
that took my
hours.
like office leave.
After hours. Yeah, actually, they did take my office. But I think this cathedral office is cooler, honestly. Better ambiance for when I play my instrument.
Right, better brooding place.
Yeah, it's edgy, you know. Gotta have
we-
that sweet edge.
When you all
sticking with
walked
10
in, Regina was just like on the loft, like staring down with playing her violin.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So are we sticking with 10 p.m.?
Okay, let's stick with 10 p.m.
All right, so let's flash back. All of you are outside. You can hear nighttime crickets and the little hooting of owls as city owls as you sit around and wait. So yeah, we've established Regina's here, Crimson's here. Where is Asane here as well? Because I know Lovelace, you said that you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Are you
He's
rolling
there.
for attendance?
Yeah, I rolled for
For
attendance.
punctuality. I think Crimson, are you still going through your tarot deck?
Yeah, I'm just kind of rifling through, but I left the skull right off to the side.
Okay, yeah. I think as you turn over the next card on top of your deck, all of you hear a bell, a gong go. And maybe you also see like a raven fly, like kind of in the near distance, right? And then I think a few minutes later, Lovelace strides out of the trees, like fixing up her blazer, like smoothing back her hair, and you all sort of see like a splotch of red across her knuckles, as well as like on the white of her shirt. She just goes, "Oh, sorry for my tardiness. I was just tying up a few loose ends."
What kind of loose ends?
Crimson holds up the page of swords upside down and is just like, well,
Sorry to break your little hearts here, but this group isn't the only way I'm looking into Emmett's unfortunate circumstance.
The living can answer.
Oh, but the dead are so much funner to make dead.
All right, Jean-Pierre, where are you?
Jean-Pierre is right there. And God, that was beautiful. He just stares at Lovelace and goes, "So, busy night, I see."
Busy night. A little birdie wouldn't admit to certain indiscretions, so I had to silence her song.
Looks like we have a little bit of a rivalry, Asane. I think we have another contender.
More questions than the dead. Austin left my body for a second.
No worries.
Your ghost has emerged. Did Lovelace kill you? Is that what happened?
That was where the crows came from.
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
the one. Asane stares at you and says, "Oh, sorry, my body left my body for a sec." What?
I was just saying, looks like we have another contender for our a little competition that we usually have.
Right. Well, to the winner go the spoils.
Oh,
Fair
honey,
enough.
we're not even playing the same sport. And I crack my knuckles and my neck, and I turn to Regina. Are the ducks in a row?
Yes. Professor Ithaca should be meeting us soon.
And
That's such a cool name.
on that note, a live like black woman just sort of steps out into the clearing, and she's wearing this sort of like beautiful, she's wearing basically like tights and very comfy looking dance clothing, the kind that you usually wear for rehearsing, not necessarily for performance. And she's wearing like basically a very cozy, loose overcoat, sweater, basically clothes that you can move around in very, very nicely. And she's definitely got a grace to her movements. She adjusts her thick rimmed glasses and basically tosses her braids over her shoulder and looks at Regina, and she says, "Well, there you are. Are these
It's
the
good to see
students?" "It's so good to see you too." And then she just goes like, "Ah!" and then like runs over and like hugs you. And
I give her as good a hug as I can.
yeah, Jenny has always been incredibly very, very dramatic and also very physically affectionate. And so she basically kind of wraps herself around you in a full body hug. And eventually she unravels herself, looks at all of you and says, well, are these all the students you've been wanting to, prospective students you've been wanting to show me? Are they going to be in my department? Are all of you going to be dance majors?
Yeah, I'm the best dancer ever.
Ooh.
I do a sort of dance, but I don't think you would like to attend.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, my department's always been somewhat avant-garde, so I don't mind.
No, pay.
Do you like the color red?
Oh, yes. The color red is beautiful.
Well, perhaps you will get to see it tonight.
I'm going to shoot you a look. Glare at you. This is my friend.
I didn't mean her, of course.
I think I step in between Sean, Pierre, and Professor Ikatha, and I do the like take hand on Chantre thing.
Smooth. Nice.
Oh,
Very smooth.
I would love to
hello.
show you some moves sometime.
Well, of course, Regina, your friends are all so lovely. And look at this wonderful specimen. And she just sort of like dances over to Lovelace and says, oh, I imagine you must be able to lift at least 3 dancers in the air.
I don't make for a very good dance partner. I'm a little too selfish for that. I'm here for sports
Oh.
medicine.
When you mention sports medicine, she kind of unravels away from you and then just like walks away, goes up to Regina and says, well, so did you wanted the tour? Actually, Regina, since you're the one who arranged all of this, I'm going to have you, it seems like you should probably make an action roll, perhaps.
Sure. First roll of the game. Oh.
What would you like to choose? What makes the most sense to you here?
For my actions.
In terms of planning, like how you made this go down with how what you talked about with Jenny.
Probably the consort one, because that one's about connections, having friends, having access to resources, information, people, or places.
Awesome.
And that happens to be the one I have two in.
Awesome. Okay, so
is it 2 or 3 dice? Do you automatically get one, then you add 2, or is it just 2?
It's 2. And so what happens at here is very interesting. So if any of the other group would like to assist you in some way, just be candid about how you would like to assist Regina, and that adds an additional dice. Regina, if you would like to stress yourself and maybe take 2 stress, you can add additional dice and basically make it a little bit easier. But as you know, you have a finite number of stress points, so use them as you will and wisely, or not, up to you. And
Jenny I are good friends.
I don't think I'm going to make you a devil's bargain here, because you're both good friends. So
we're friends.
Yeah.
And so I'm not stressed. I'm a little worried about the people I have with me, but I'm not stressed about this.
No worries. So basically, I think this is just going to be a limited effect, because, or at least standard effect here, because this is just you talking with your friend. So shouldn't be
What's
that much
the
of an issue.
effect? I mean, actually, I don't know how to.
It's an effect level that's for me, the GM, to know and you not to worry about. So there's that.
Okay.
And this is a controlled situation, because again, you are friends with this person.
Okay. I'm nervous. I'm gonna roll.
Roll.
Oh my gosh! I got 1 4 and 1 6.
So how much are you telling? Have you told Jenny about what's going on?
I think I told her that I think we had said that we were at least one of us was a prospective student, but I was also going to bring my friends along to come see the school. I think I made up some little white lie about nostalgia, wanting to see the school and visit her. I think I really pressed on the I want to see her, because I do want to see her, but also to show my friends the area, the school, whatnot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Jenny is absolutely, Professor Ithaca is incredibly more than happy to do this for you. You worked on a very interesting project together. You've collaborated with one another. You've helped each other write papers and collaborated on various combined classes. So you and her are basically the closest friends you have within the university. So Jenny looks and says, "Oh, of course. So why don't we go ahead and get things started? Just come with me. I already have everything set up. Follow me." And as you walk past, you see that because the gates normally close at 10 o'clock p.m. Technically, the campus shuts at 10 o'clock. Given who she is, and she just goes in, she tells the guards, "Oh, this is my friend, and these are some prospective students. So don't worry, this is totally on me, and they're totally my plus ones, plus one, plus one, plus one, plus one. All right, take care, bye, good night." And so the guards are just like, and let you all in. And so you cross the quad.
If I know anything about,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna, if I know anything about university guards being someone who's in school, they don't care.
Yeah, they're just like,
someone has a badge, it's fine.
Yeah, she shows her university professor ID, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, go in, just go in." Yeah, the two guys are sitting there, just like, they're listening to basically like a radio drama, and it's like, don't.
And as like Jean-Pierre walks by, like he makes eye contact, gives a nod, and kind of does that, and walks on by.
The guards look at you, and they're just like, one of them's eating like a bagel sandwich, and it's just like,
what kind of bagel sandwich? Do we sniff it as we go by?
An everything bagel sandwich
with onion bagel.
It's a lox bagel with, actually no, it's a bodega style bagel on an everything. It's basically cheese, hot sauce, and egg.
Yeah,
Michelle, I have to know, are any of these guards hot women?
Roll me a d6.
Oh my god. Hi, good money here, y'all. Come on. That is a 2. That is a 2.
Unfortunately, neither of them are hot women.
Oh no.
They're both kind of schlubby dudes.
They're school guards. They're not really highly trained.
Yeah, okay. In that case, Lovelace just ignores them. Goes right past. They don't ping on her radar.
They resume eating their bodega sandwich and listening to their podcast.
Crimson's kind of like the last person just sauntering by and plays with their tarot cards and flips one over and it's like, "Oh, that's the Empress reversed. Be prepared for destruction." And just like walks back, says it straight to them and just walks back to the group.
And they just look at each other and they're like, "Oh man, I missed that I was listening to this person. Now I missed that part in the pod. Did you hear what they were saying in the podcast? Who kissed who?" They're just good. They go back to listening and just crammed bagel into their mouth. Yeah, so you're on the campus. You're on the quad. It's basically what you would expect from most quads. It's a nice manicured lawn. There's some hedges up against the buildings. The buildings are done in a very kind of Gothic style. There's ivy creeping along the sides, a lot of scaffolding, various carved gargoyles kind of look down upon you with their stony faces. And it's also lit by basically gas lamps, sort of like basically street lamps. The night is surprisingly not too foggy, despite being a port city. So it's fairly clear. There's a little bit of a fog in the air, so the lamps kind of emit a little bit of a glow. And Professor Ithaca just walks past in her jaunty dancing manner, and leading you to the building where the College of Immortal Arts is housed. And Regina, this is how are you feeling as we go back to your old stomping grounds?
I don't think this is my first time back since I got let go, but it always feels weird, especially at night, because I think when I was a professor here, I think I spent a lot of late nights at my office, and I feel a little bittersweet because the project that Professor Ithaca and I were working on would have changed, I think, so many lives.
Yeah. And it's definitely a bittersweet moment as you all walk into the building. Now, this building, it's really quite large. And like I mentioned, has that architecture on the outside. There's kind of a dome on top. The ivy creeps all the way up there. And as you walk in, you see, basically it's a standard kind of college university setting where you walk in, there's kind of like a mudroom area, basically for folks sort of mill before there's about 3 different hallways, one that goes straight towards what looks like a staircase. To the left, you see there's a whole row of different classrooms that look like look like steps leading to auditorium spaces, and essentially it mirrors the right as well. Jenny looks around and says, well, I'm so excited to show you my dance studio. Do you want to just come with me? Or, I know, well, Regina, I mean, you know your way around as well. Although I wouldn't go up to the 3rd and 2nd floors. They're doing a lot of construction up there right now, which
Construction,
is
what for?
They're converting the old music rooms to more of the spectrology department, which is just like such a, I don't know. I mean, it's the dance department tried to say something about it, but they're not going to listen to us, right? Like they just think we just, I don't know, twinkle our toes and do jazz hands all the time. So they don't really pay attention to what we do, and they don't really give us the kind of respect we deserve. So unfortunately, we were voted. We lost that vote. So yeah, they're doing a bunch of construction on the 2nd and 3rd floors. I know they're still doing some research though. But yeah, I mean,
are they moving that lab?
No, they didn't move the lab. I don't think they moved the lab. But I know they've got some more equipment in doing some tests and stuff like that. Oh, probably because they found that thing. That thing that they found in the docks?
What thing?
You don't know about the thing? It's been all over the news, the incense burner.
I've been a little preoccupied with my sister. Did you hear what happened?
She blanches when you say that, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know. I heard what happened. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you want some time? Do you want some space? I can just I can just go. Do you want anything? I can.
No,
I'm so
fine.
sorry.
I would just like this tour, and I would like to spend time with you.
Before we get to, while you all go get started on the tour, I'm just gonna pop off to the bathroom, if that's all right.
Oh, okay. Yes, the bathroom's just down the hallway to the left. Yeah,
yes.
To the right and to the left. There we go. Yeah, just go ahead and go down that
way. It's
way.
Past that weird portrait on the wall. You'll see.
Yes, the one with the dancing poodle. Yeah, that one. Perfect. Yeah, the one with the giant ruff. Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, as soon as you mention Emmett, you just see up till now, Jean has been a little bit more nonchalant, kind of laid back, not really kind of very relaxed looking, but as soon as she's mentioned, you just see him tense up and his face becomes very stoic. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think as that expression comes across her face, Jean-Pierre, Lovelace, who's been leaning, looking around at all the beautiful architecture, admiring the columns, listening for sounds of construction to see if that is indeed the truth, turns to Jean-Pierre and just wordlessly puts a hand on his shoulder and then offers him a flask of alcohol.
Jean takes a deep swig, gives it back, and goes, thank you.
It's mostly empty.
Yeah, it's just Everclear. There's nothing else. It's just Everclear.
That hits the spot.
Don't burp near a candle.
Don't worry. That's been saved for later.
I think while Regina and Professor were having this moment, Crimson would just kind of just saunter left and right and kind of look back behind their shoulder and is kind of heading towards that upstairs where this construction would be.
Okay, so there's two things happening. Okay, I'm gonna start with I guess let me back that up real quick. Let me back it up real quick. So you are in the foyer. It looks like people are gonna split off and do their thing, but I just want to check in with all of you, like who's doing what do you want to do?
So I think
go ahead. Go ahead. You go first. No, you go.
I think from what it's sounding like, I think my job here is to distract my friend long enough to let people slip away for bathroom or what have you. And I think my plan is to ask her to go downstairs to go check out the ballet studio. Maybe we'll play some music and she'll dance some like old time. Basically, I'm trying to keep her occupied.
Okay, cool.
So that everyone else can scope it out.
Awesome. Who's doing what? I'm going to be, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask what all we're going to do. Then we're going to do these roles. And then we'll figure out what will happen next.
So Asane was going to the bathroom because I was going to flashback that earlier I had planted stuff in the bath. I came here like the day before our meeting a week ago and planted stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm a master infiltrator. So I was going to go get the stuff I planted and figure out the security measures.
Okay.
At that point, Jean is also going to look at the professor and he goes, actually, I also need to use the bathroom.
Everyone's got...
That drink just kind of just went straight to me.
I get it. I get it. My bladder's very tiny too.
Tiny, it's just minuscule. I apologize.
Yeah, that was just go straight
however,
through.
if you do not mind, Asane, how should I put this delicately? You don't want to follow them in the same moment. If you do not mind, can I use a different bathroom? Perhaps one on the second floor.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, are you? Do you have a shy bladder?
It's more of a shy nose. I don't really want to smell what's going to happen there.
Yeah, like an elephant stomping grounds. Catch my drift.
More like a shitting ground.
There is another bathroom on the second floor. Same, it's just right above the first bathroom. So just up the stairs to the right. And then just this time, there's a portrait of what I think it's basically just a composer, one of the composers. I don't know, Regina, you would know who this is. But he's got like...
another poodle?
It's not another poodle, but there is a large ruff. Just go past the large ruff and it's right on the left.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes. So Crimson, are you going to be doing your own thing as well, or?
Yeah, Crimson was just kind of sauntering off, like while the professors were talking and having a moment. So they're probably like 20 feet ahead, like down the hallway towards the staircase, while Jean-Pierre is making poop jokes.
And Lovelace, what are you doing?
I think Lovelace just sort of like pats, places, as Jean-Pierre saunters off, I'm assuming, puts a hand on Regina's shoulder as Regina had like clammed up upon like remembering Emmett, squeezes a little bit in like consolation, and then it's just going to be like, I'm just going to have a turn around, and starts going up the stairs to the third floor, just walking. Okay.
So this is, I think, all going to hinge a lot on Regina's role.
Oh no.
Come on, boss. You got this.
All right.
So yeah, I think I mean, there are ways to again assist Regina if you would like to. So if you want to, basically if Regina is able to get a 5 or a 6 on this role, I think it's risky. It's not desperate. But I think that the ramifications of this are pretty big. Like if Regina, if you can pull this off.
Remind us players mechanically how assisting works?
Yeah, I will get into that just right now. So basically, if you decide to assist a teammate, you take 1 stress. And basically you sort of just describe like how you would be assisting this person. Basically, let me double check. Oh gosh, page 134. You can tell this is my first time playing this RPG. So you can
let's
assist.
just, for our audience, how many of
Gotcha.
us have played this before? None of us.
I think this is
None
the
of
first
us.
time we're all playing this game.
We're all new. I'm literally just like stand by for page turning.
Can y'all remind us what the role is for again? Is it for distracting the professor?
It's for distracting the professor.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is for distracting the professor to the extent that all of you can do your thing and she doesn't really think too much about it. And that way you can all be free to go about it. Because as a faculty member, it is kind of her responsibility to make sure that people don't do illicit things on the property. So this is important. So when you do teamwork, you can basically assist you can give basically, like I mentioned before, you tick off one stress on your sheet, and you can give your friend basically just describe. So one is assist, to basically describe how you're helping. Two, you lead a group action, in which case you coordinate members of the team in order to do a thing. So if you were, for example, just like, oh, we're going to be doing all this, you can add another D6 to that. If, for example, protect is another thing, like if you're just like, I'm gonna take that shot, and you do that whole like dive thing in front, or you can like pull someone back from a situation, etc. Like that can also add another D6. And you can also set up. So you can have an indirect on an indirect action on an obstacle. You sort of create a distraction or help someone create a distraction in this case. So, yep, this is these are your options if you wish to assist your friend.
I'll take a stress and say my original I have to go to the bathroom is me helping. If
Gotcha.
that is sufficient.
And how is that helping? Are you like describing how bad your poop is, or like what is
No,
poo joke funny?
I'm just like, I need to. This seems like a really pretty place. It seems like it's gonna be a long tour. I wanna, but you wanna go to the bathroom before the movie starts. Like I'm gonna go pee, then the movie, and then like no interruptions. Like I can take a water break and no problem. Don't want to stop like. And this is the most ancient. Ooh, sorry, you can't hear this speech. I gotta go to the bathroom right now because I waited too long.
That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay,
I would
go ahead.
I would also like, because I really want this role to succeed, so I would also like to take a stress, and I'm going to help distract the professor by, on my way up, I slip like very like casually, in James Bond, like I slip my number in the professor's like pant leggings. And
She is a hot woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I give her a wink and I'm trying to throw her off. I'm trying to make her flustered so she doesn't pay attention to the rest of the party. I don't know whatever she's wearing, pockets, something that's happening.
She's wearing
cool
like
tights that have pockets.
She's wearing cool tights that have pockets. It's like one of those like yoga pants that have like
she's wearing her Fabletics by Demi Lovato.
I'm so
but she is not a Lululemon woman.
Great, I love it. I'm so nimble. I just slip it in that tiny like half an atom wide crack between like the leggings and your waist.
I feel like I should make you roll for that, but I'm not because I love it too much.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's too good. So Regina, you've got 2 more dice to add to.
It's 4 total. Ooh.
Yeah, 4 total. So.
All right, I will roll. Oh gosh. Okay, I got a 5. I got a 4. I got a 2. I got 1.
Okay, 5 is pretty dang good. So, she, with a combination of Austin really needing to use the bathroom, Jean-Pierre talking about how bad Asane's bathroom habits are. In addition to that, getting a number from a very hot, slightly bloody butch lesbian, and also you mentioning Emmett, Jenny's very overwhelmed right now. This is just a lot for her friend. So there is, so basically, she just looks at you and is like, "Oh my gosh, yes, of course. Do you want to head downstairs to my studio? We can just talk this over, maybe just and she looks at me and says like, oh yeah, my studio's just downstairs, so when you're done you can just come down and we can start the tour." yeah, take your time. We'll just, oh, Regina, I've got a bottle of port. Do you just want to share that for a little bit downstairs? Like, just, I feel terrible. Come on, let's go.
I would love that.
And so Jenny just puts her arm around your shoulder. Her dancer blouse kind of billowing a little bit with the movement, and just takes you downstairs. And with that, let's go ahead and bring the let's go ahead and take the action over to Asane. So you mentioned that you would like to do a flashback.
Yeah,
and
flashback to a week and a day ago.
Gotcha. So basically, it sounds like so you a week and a day ago, you're on campus. It's daytime, probably, because that's when a lot of people are running in and out. You know that you've looked at the schedule of classes and you're like, oh yeah, this is when classes generally end. This is when people are milling around, getting in between places. So you drop into the bathroom. You saunter in with a gaggle of other students because the campus is open during the day. And you get in there. And so go ahead and describe what you do.
So I walk in, I wait, like, people are kind of like sitting around, they're talking about their ghost final. And once they all leave, I kind of I act like I'm washing my hands, and once it's clear, I dry them off and I go into the second to last stall, not the last stall. They always think you never put it where they put it in the movies because that's where they check. And so I go into the second to last stall, and in my head, the wall is like drywall. I have no idea how they build things in this world, but it's drywall now. I cut a square out of the drywall and just hide like a little satchel of stuff, and then I patch it back closed. And I saunter on out.
Yeah. So I'm going to have you take one stress for this because this did require some planning. But it's not super unlikely because, I mean, you had the opportunity to do this. It's not too difficult to infiltrate a university campus. And let's go ahead and I'm going to have you also take an action for this. So what would you, what makes the most sense for you in this situation?
Excuse me.
No worries.
Is it prowl? Question mark? I know that's like the sneaking one. I don't think it'd be finesse necessarily.
Yeah, I think prowl makes sense.
Okay. So I have 2, so I'd roll 2d6. Correct?
That is correct. Although you also get an extra dice if you want to use it. It seems like, thank you very much, everyone, for donating.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
I will use it because I'd like this to work out. I'd hate to go see my stash be found.
Okay.
I got did you add, it's cumulative, correct, in this system?
Oh no, you take the highest roll.
Highest 5.
5. Okay. It's definitely a little awkward. You accidentally break off the handle of the toilet while you're doing this. But you do hide it really, really well. So basically it's a little awkward, but you do manage to get in there, and you do manage to get your supplies all stashed away.
You put some cool graffiti over it to like distract people.
I actually no, the handle breaks, and I actually walk out and I find like a janitor, and I tell them that stall is out of order.
Yeah, this super old man is like, oh, not again.
No,
give me that thing.
Let me, sir. And I take the don't entertain myself and put it over.
You're a good person. Thank you.
No, I mean, there's so many stalls and so many.
Would you like a bagel?
Cat.
Cat. Yes. Would you like a cat?
Cat.
Cat butt. Sorry. Are you stuck?
No,
okay.
Cat.
She'll work it out. It's cool. This is Lady Snuffles, everyone.
Lady Snuffles.
This is Lady
Snuffles. There's Lady Snuffles.
That's incredible. That's a great cat name. Yeah.
Like, show all of Twitch my entire butthole.
NSFW. arms come out of nowhere.
Oh my god, I need someone to clip that. That's so funny.
That was
The
my partner.
arms come out of nowhere.
Someone please clip the arms of God.
No, that was not your partner. That was the arms of God.
Yes. The arms of God came and took my cat away.
I think I did it, right?
Yes, you did it. You did the thing. The janitor offers you a bagel and a cat.
I take the
Found
janitor
this
up on-
cat. Would you like this cat? I also found this bagel. It's
I'll
nearly
take the-
fresh.
I'll take the big. Where do they keep the security team around here?
Why? Do you want to give them the bagel or the cat?
Yes.
Give the cat the bagel.
Well, the security team is just the patrols, the guards. They just come
No, we
around.
have an office. I was looking to like.
Oh, it's in the
Right.
main administrative building over on the other side of the quad.
Perfect. Yeah, I was looking to apply. Sorry, I got turned big campus.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want the bagel?
Sure.
Take the bagel. You're a good young person.
yes.
Goodbye. He takes this like cat and just like stashes it in his jacket and kind of hobbles off with like the little kitty cart.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Are we good with the flashback or do you?
I'm good. That's
Okay.
That's cliffhanger for next flashback.
Awesome. So, Asane,
Eat that bagel.
What happened
What
to the
happened?
bagel? Find out next week on
Blades
whatever
and
our show is called.
Bagels in the dark. All right, Asane, you so yeah, describe to us what you do when you go in. So you did the thing, like you get in the bathroom, you see that your sign's still up.
I take down the do not interest sign. I didn't think, I figure like if he didn't do it, he'd forget, like didn't store in his short-term memory to go back and do it later. So I take it down, I go in, I just pop the wall open and I grab my gear. I grab my lockpicks, my dark sight mask, some light climbing gear, and I'm just ready to actually get to work.
Awesome. And where do you go from here? There is a window to the outside in case.
Yeah, I'm scaling the building unnecessarily, even though I'm inside, because that's the character I made. So I go outside and start scaling the building.
All right, we will touch back with you. We're going to go over to Jean-Pierre. You are ascending onto the second floor. When you get there, you see that the left, so Jenny told you that the bathroom was in the right hallway on the left past this composer with the giant roof. You see that there's a sign that says the music department on the left side that is actually taped off with construction tape.
Music department.
Does the side that looks like it has construction tape look like it's ascending, or?
Oh, it's just.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just curious because I thought it was just the third floor that was under construction.
Oh no, they're expanding the department to the second floor.
Gotcha. At that moment, you see Jean kind of just look left and right, and kind of you see him kind of reach into his jacket pocket, and he pulls out a tiny little mouse, and kind of like turns it around, kind of stares it right in the eyes, and goes, "All right, my little sweet, it's time to get to work." And you see him take another device out of him, and you see like a tiny little camera, like kind of just like a tiny camera attached to it. Or, I don't know, hi kitty. Oh,
So you're putting a GoPro on your mouse?
If that's allowed.
I'm sorry. Is this Ratatouille right now?
Yeah, this is Ratatouille.
I'm sorry. Could you just say you took Ratatouille out of
I
your
did at
pocket?
the very beginning of the stream.
His name's Remy. The rat's name is Remy. Ratatouille is the dish he makes.
We're thinking of Ratatouille's monster. That's the.
If we call him by the licensed Disney name, we are going to get some phone calls.
No. He's He's a mouse. He's not a rat.
A mouse, yeah. A mouse named
Clear distinction.
Yeah.
I've never seen Ratatouille.
We are going to gloss over that. That is an X.
X card. You have seen Ratatouille.
So you take your mouse. So you take your mouse out, and then you put a camera on your mouse.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't think oh crap.
This is Victorian times, so we don't quite have cameras.
That's right. Yeah. Never mind. I think he just kind of because I have a trained hunting pet.
Yes, you do.
I went. So
That's incredible.
chose this mouse named Lami, and avoiding copyright claims. That is a superpower. Anyways, and he kind of just, I think it's more of just like he has this kind of, based on the mouse's squeaks and body language, he kind of intuitively know, not like actual communication, but just based off of it, kind of understands general ideas of what is he's trying to communicate to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I turn around, put him down, and kind of you see him like scuttling off into the construction area, kind of just like to help scope out. And I just kind of look around and just start like nonchalantly just start whistling and then walking towards the bathroom.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me see. I feel like that's an action, but we don't really have anything that covers animal handling.
I have a trained hunting pet. I don't know what else.
Do you punch the mouse? Do you study the mouse?
Do you
survey
sway the mouse?
The mouse is on a hunt.
Okay, so
Do
you go to the
attune
bathroom.
to the mouse?
Oh, actually, survey. I have survey, so I could use that. Like it's going on a survey.
You could. Yeah, you could. So go ahead and roll me survey.
So okay, just to be clear, if I only have one dot on survey, would I be? That would mean only 1d6, right?
Yes, but you currently have 2 because of
that's
our
right.
wonderful donations.
Thank you for donating.
Thank you. Wait, that's in addition or total 2?
Total 2. If
Total 2.
because you have 1 and then you
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. With that being said, come on, baby. 6.
Yay!
I got a 3 and a 6. So
you do you actually use the bathroom or are you just in the bathroom?
Oh yeah, 100%. He just goes
Okay.
out. He already needed to use the bathroom. It was
All right.
of the
So
drink.
you're washing your hands and your little friend Lami actually gets into the bathroom via like a little hole in the wall and then like scuttles up to you and then starts doing like a very intricate like mouse dance to like basically let you know like, oh, this is what the layout is. So you and Lami have a conversation and Lami lets you know basically 1, there was no one in that wing. 2, the thing that you were looking for, you probably described it to Lami. It's not there. It's just walls. There's no one in there. It's just construction equipment and stuff like that. There's like nothing that that he or she or they can see. And they tell you there's no food in there either. And also there are other mice. It's very lonely in there and they're happy to see you again.
Oh. And at that point, like as soon as he mentions the food, I kind of poke him in his tummy. He goes, "No, you know you're on a diet."
The mouse looks at you with big mouse eyes. It's just
that's not going to work on me. You and I agreed on this. No. And then like I just pick him up, put him back in the pocket. Now, if we pull this off, perhaps a treat. and then he kind of just like looks around, and then instead of going back down, I'm assuming there's a staircase to the third.
Oh yeah, the staircase is all the way up.
No, there's no stairs. You have to levitate.
Surprise! You can levitate now. No, I'm kidding. And Disney Princess Jean Pierre. Yes.
You cast Jean Pierre's floating disc.
That's the wrong game.
And then and then he kind of goes, right, perhaps a little more investigation. And then he kind of just he goes, we could just say we took the wrong turn and then walk upstairs.
You hear a little like from your pocket. Excellent. Let's go over to Crimson. Crimson, what are you up to?
I think Crimson's already on the 3rd floor by now.
Okay, Crimson, you get to the 3rd floor. You hear your compatriots like go off into the bathrooms on their various floors. And when you get to the 3rd floor, you see, it's clearly things are being moved around because, as we mentioned, the department is expanding, so some things are being placed in different places. So you get up to the top floor. There's basically a landing. You can look down into the 1st floor foyer. To the left, you see what looks like a sign for the Department of Spectrology, Ghost Analysis and Labs down the left wing. And then on to the right, you see basically ghost history and artifact dissection down the right side. So that's what you see. And it's dark, and things are kind of a little bit skew. Like you see some file cabinets on the landing. You see some like an overstuffed armchair. People are obviously trying to shift offices and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there are no lights. It's dark.
I think I would like to take an action and roll a tune. Kind of holding my tarot cards to my chest. I want to see if I'm being pulled in a specific direction for the artifact.
Cool.
Okay, so I get to roll 2d6. Let's go.
And you do have that extra if you want to use it.
I don't need it because I rolled a 6. I rolled a 2 and a 6.
You walk over to one of the filing cabinets. You take out your tarot cards. You reach into and you center yourself in this sort of calm space where you can feel sort of the energy of not just the other humans around you, but also some of the not so human elements that are in this space. And you feel, as you fan your cards, you feel your hand actually stick to one card, almost like it almost like jumps into your hand. And as you flip it over, you see the King of Pentacles upside, basically correct side up. And you also see that in this illustration of the King of Pentacles, the pentacle that he's holding is in his right hand. And so you instinctively know, oh, all right, I'm looking for a material good, and it's going to be on the right side.
Yep.
And then load.
So yeah, Crimson would just kind of in the dark still, like just kind of where they feel comfortable, just in the dark, just kind of creeping around.
Okay. Do you have like any way of getting around all this darkness?
I have vials of electroplasm, which I'm assuming can glow. I don't know. Maybe.
Sure, they glow.
Sure.
It's like a glow stick.
It's like a glow stick, yeah.
It's like a glow stick.
Yeah.
No raving. No raving in the spectrology department.
Chat has donated for a flashback for you, Crimson.
Uh-oh.
About your childhood pet.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to take care of that now, or do you want to take care of that?
We'll do it later. We'll go to see what Lovelace is doing.
Yeah. All right. So you head down that way, and we will, because you rolled a 6, I'm just going to let you know, like, there's no one in there. It is abandoned. But what you do see is a locked door. And there's a window in that door. It looks like it's towards a lab. And as your eye kind of like, as you peer in, you do see a glass cabinet and a glass front cabinet and what looks like several artifacts there. And possibly that could be where the thing you're looking for is. That could be where the incense burner could be. And with that, let's cut over to Lovelace.
I am also heading to the 3rd floor. So can we say
right.
I like come upon Crimson in the middle of this?
Actually, yeah. So why don't you two, let's, for my sake, go ahead and roll, each of you roll a d6.
4.
5.
All right. So Lovelace, you get there just as Crimson walks down the hallway and sees with their glow stick and looks into the lab. So What do you do?
Hey, Crimson. Is that the score?
I think it is. Also, just like FYI, Crimson looks up to Lovelace. Like Lovelace is their hero. Like,
Oh my god! Wow. Okay, that's unexpected.
yeah. So when Crimson says they care about like two people, it's like Emmett and Lovelace, and everybody else can just. But like Lovelace is like that type of love where it's just like I don't want to disappoint them. They're the coolest person in the world. I want to be them when I grow up.
Thank you for handing me that knife because I will absolutely twist it in your back. Is Lovelace aware of this?
I don't think so. I mean, I think Lovelace would be aware enough that Crimson acts very nonchalant, like they don't care. But when Lovelace is around, they might act a little awkward.
Okay, yeah. Then Lovelace asks and receives the response and says, "It's interesting. There aren't any guards up here."
Yeah, I just have a feeling there's something in this cabinet, and I think it's locked. And then at this moment, could I pull out my ghost key and see if it works to unlock this thing?
Yes, you can.
I thought you were gonna say your gun.
Lovelace was gonna shoot it.
Pistol.
Okay. Go ahead and let's see. Actually, yeah, go ahead and see if it works.
What do I roll?
I'm not sure. There isn't really a thing. I don't think there's really a thing in here that does that. So
would it be an action check?
Yeah, it'd be an action check. Let's go ahead.
It wouldn't be wreck.
It wouldn't be wreck. I mean, like if Lovelace
Tinker. Tinker.
Yeah, go ahead and yeah.
So utilizing an item, do I get anything plus, or is it just still one die?
It's still one die unless you've got something.
It might affect the controlled risky desperate. Like it might bring it down maybe.
This is definitely risky for sure.
All right, I'm just gonna roll. Well, I'll use my extra die that chat gave. Oh, 2 6s.
Hey.
Is that our first critical?
That's
how criticals work in this game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it to me.
It slides open so soundlessly.
And Crimson would just look over at Lovelace, like looking for approval, like, look what I just did.
Nicely done, Crimson.
And Crimson, now that the door opens, you see that this massive glass face cabinet with a bunch of artifacts. There's also like various like dried herbs and things like that. Of course, this is like basically where people, where the academy is storing what they suspect to be ghost related or ghost inhabited items. And you see the incense burner. It's in the cabinet, but you also see the cabinet is locked.
Again? There are 2 locks?
No, you open the door.
Oh, the door. Okay, got it. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. Lovelace actually puts out a hand and says, "Let me." And like puts a foot over the threshold and pauses there to see if a trap triggers.
There is not a trap that triggers.
Okay. Then with that, Lovelace nods, slicks back her like undercut again, gives like a little wink to Crimson and goes over to the cabinet. Where she like examines the incense burner. Does it look to be the one we're searching for, or is this one a duplicate?
No, just a cabinet full of incense burners.
Boom, it's like so many.
Why don't you give me like a survey to see like if
Yes.
this is
I put 1 pip in survey, so that is a 2. I'm gonna roll my other one. That's a 4. I'll use the extra one we got from the donation. That is a 5. 2, 4, 5.
Hey.
It is, but you see that it's actually not, it's not in the front. There's like some other stuff in front of it. Like it's kind of been shoved back behind. There's like a couple of like what looks like an empty chip bag, which is a little weird. You see like a ladle, a ladle with the bowl that looks like a skull. So one thing that you notice right away is like, if you want to be able to grab it from the side, where you've got to definitely get past the lock and also get past these little like things. And I feel like this is common knowledge. There is a chance that some of these haunted items might mess with you if you touch them.
I just smile wide. I turn to Crimson and I say, nail meet hammer, and I smash the glass open.
Okay. I think that's wreck.
Yeah. Okay, good. I have 2 pips in Rex. So I think that is 3 total, right? That's a 4, 2, 4.
Okay. This is pretty risky. So you definitely slice your hand.
I'm so cool with that. Yes,
Okay.
I'm bleeding lesbian. Let's go.
You're bleeding.
Scars.
You do open it, but you also touch a couple of the artifacts, and a couple of ghosts start like rising out of the ladle, and then there's like a comb that like comes to life as well and starts trying to poke at your eyes.
Okay. I try to reach through the ghosts and grab the incense burner. And as I do, I say, Grimson, come on, spooky witch person. You got this.
Awesome. So I think with that, this is actually maybe a good time to take a break as we're in the middle of the action. So we will be back in about 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes. So this is also a good time for our viewers to take a break. So go stretch, get some water, take a bio break,
Drink water.
pet your cat,
Water.
or dog, or partner, whichever makes you happy.
Mouse. Pet your hunting mouse.
Pet your
Oh my God, the hunting mouse.
And when we get back, we will go ahead and figure out what the heck is going on with all of these haunted things.
And remember, we're doing this for a charity. So
Yes.
if you want-
Yeah, stop AAPI hate. Not only will you be supporting a really excellent cause that affects a lot of us, but also helping this team do some real shenanigans. So yeah. All right, we'll
do
see
it for
you
the
in a bit.
shenanigans.
Do it for the shenanigans.
Make sure to stick around during the break as well, as we do have some giveaways going on. So, yeah, stick around and we'll see these lovely faces soon. For those of you still here and waiting on the giveaway phrase is mouse. M-O-U-S-E. Go ahead and throw that into chat for a chance to win either a Roll20 code for Blades in the Dark or a dice set from the wonderful folks at Dice Envy. Mouse, M-O-U-S-E. Throw that in. Hey folks, we are back and ready to party. Just a reminder, throw in mouse into the chat, so that's MOUSE, for a chance to participate in some amazing giveaways we've got going on. Thank you so much for everyone who's already donated. Thanks to everyone who's retweeted and interacted and given this cast and this cause all the time they deserve, frankly. Yeah, won't hold you any longer. I'll pass you straight back over.
Hello, and where we left off, Lovelace has just yeeted her fist through the glass front of what looks like a storage unit for haunted artifacts, and has released a couple of ghosts into the room. And as this happens, Crimson, you see one of your heroes standing there, blood running down her fist. Is Lovelace right-handed, or which fist did she use?
Well, you're asking me how she's fisting this cabinet. The right
of course
fist.
I'm asking you how I'm fisting. You're a butch lesbian. How can I not ask you?
Let's say she's ambidextrous, so her right hand.
Okay, gotcha. I almost expected you to say both hands, like one
Boom.
of those fingers.
No, just one. It's cooler that way.
Awesome. So yeah, Crimson, you are standing there, seeing one of your personal idols having done this, and this takes you back in time. Reminds you of someone a little dear to you.
Yeah, this is a donation, by the way. So
yeah, this is a donation. So this seems like out of
Donation,
nowhere.
flashback.
I am trying. This is my way of trying to this is a natural segue.
Yeah, and I just checked. We're less than $100 from our goal of $1,000. So
Yes.
let's go. All right. So when when Crimson sees Lovelace punch through the glass, the flashback happens where this is a flashback about my childhood pet, by the way, and we kind of zoom back into Crimson's mind, and you can kind of like it merges from Lovelace's hand to Crimson's hand, actually, and Crimson's hand is bleeding as well. But in the background is this aquarium that is just running, like water is just running out of it. And you see Crimson walk over and pick up a little octopus friend named Ophelia. And that was the day Ophelia had died. And Ophelia was pretty much Crimson's only friend, grew up as an orphan, just bouncing from house to house to house on the streets. And no matter what, Crimson would take this 8x8 cube with them everywhere. And when they saw that Lovelace had the blood all over the hands, and same with them, they flash back into the present, and then they pull out that vial of ectoplasm stuff, and that was actually part of Ophelia's animal spirit soul thing, I guess.
Essence.
Essence, yeah. So Crimson has been keeping Ophelia's essence in these extra electroplasm vials that glow a little bit. And Lovelace, being one of Crimson's heroes, walks over and they open up a vial of it and just wipes off the blood and kind of pours this like weird, goopy, dark, almost like blood all over the hand, and then wipes it away again. And the hand that was hurt is now completely healed.
Yeah, Lovelace, when you feel this this ectoplasm, this ichor, kind of, it's a really thick, viscous liquid, and it almost crawls across your hand like a little tentacle. It almost feels a little bit like little suckers, like tiny hickeys, like kind of patching up your skin. And as Crimson wipes it away, you kind of feel almost like a release of little suckers on your hand as you look down and see that it's okay, that it's perfectly fine. So you can go ahead and take away that harm from your sheet.
Oh, yes. Thank you. All right. I've removed it. Lovelace turns to Crimson as you heal her and just goes, oh, you remind me not to get on your bad side.
Well, we have other things to worry about, and points over at these, I guess, spirits trying to
angry
poke our
ghosts.
There
eyes.
are two ghosts. There are
No,
two
you've had this whole
ghosts.
conversation. They're just slowly coming.
They just kind of say like,
out.
"Are you done now?"
We were having a moment.
No, one of them's like, we need to attack them. The other one's like, no, they're
Having a
monologuing.
moment.
They're monologuing. We have to wait for our cue. Wait for your cue.
It's like that TikTok when Sailor Moon villains like wait for them to transform.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So yes, you see two ghosts in front of you. One of them looks a little bit like like a hunched over. Their gender looks indeterminate because they're covered in what looks like long hair and bedraggled, almost like bogweed. And you can see that their soul, at the very end of them, it's almost tapering off. They have legs and whatnot, but a little bit of their robe seems to be coming from what looks like a gnarled tree knot, a wooden knot, like the kind that you would find in a piece of lumber or a tree. The other looks like a rather older gentleman with a big mustache that's got handlebars, and he's got a rather distinguished looking military cap on his head. He's standing there very up at attention. And he's brandishing a saber, and he points it towards you, Lovelace. He says, "You there! You seem to be quite a ruffian. I challenge you to a duel."
Okay.
To a children's card game. No, just joking. So on that note, let's flash over to Asane. So you are heading up the stairs, right? Actually, both Jean-Pierre and Asane, you both, let's just say you both meet on the stairs.
Asane was scaling the building, but I will happily.
Asane scaling the building. Yeah, Asane scaling the
I will
building.
happily be inside now. I made it. I did it super cool. You saw it off camera. It was super good.
You basically like scuttled outside, and then you like open a window, you scuttle back inside. And Jean-Pierre, you look at the window next to the balcony, and you just see like Asane like scuttle back in.
What if you just backflipped, but you backflipped up to get in?
Yeah, I scaled the building. It's super cool.
You literally just somersault horizontally like across the wall.
Yeah,
like,
it's really radical. It's the most radical.
Or it's that one really old meme, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Jean kind of just stares at him, turns around and goes, show off, and then starts walking. And then you hear him from a distance. He goes, "You coming?"
so Asane, you join Jean-Pierre, and as you are both ascending the last little flight of stairs to go up, you hear a crash of glass. And then you hear a ghostly voice say, "You there! You all look like a ruffian. I challenge you to a duel."
Finally, like fixes his shirt. I don't know how many times I have to go over it. That I have lock picks for this sort of thing. I'm pretty good at not activating traps. And here we are, glass smash, more ghosts, and goes in like the inside of his coat pocket and takes out his spirit bane charm for when he gets upstairs.
All right. So you both are on the third floor. What do? You head back in?
Do I see them and the whole ghost sword?
You hear so yeah, if you go down the hallway and you walk into the door, you definitely like it's like a school hallway. You like look down the hallway and then you can kind of see that the door is open. Yeah. So yeah, both of you walk in and you see, there's a really scary looking bog looking witch ghost. And this rather stick up his butt really military looking ghost with a big pointy mustache.
I take out the spirit bane charm, like bugger off, and then like walk towards
Bugger off, mate.
Come off it.
Get off.
So if you're going to do that, I think I'm going to have you roll an action for it. So what do you think? I think maybe a tune makes the most sense, or let me just double check here.
What if it was sway because I'm getting them to leave? I'm swaying them to bugger off. I persuade someone to do what you want them to do.
Well, Crimson, I mean, you are a person who is you have a special ability in the occult, right? So don't you have some affinity for ghosts?
I do, but I have to take a stress. Are you talking about my special ability?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have to take a stress, but I think I would step back and try to watch Lovelace duel this ghost first because I'm very enamored.
Okay, so Asane, you're brandishing this spirit bane charm, and Lovelace,
Mm-hmm.
like what are you doing? What Jean-Pierre, what are the two of you doing? Do you want to fight this ghost?
As the ghost recoils from the spirit bane charm, Lovelace says, "Took you long enough, Asane," and reaches into her blazer and pulls out two brass knuckles. And she taps them against each other and spikes shoot out. And that is going to be me having my unusual weapon, I suppose.
Yeah, nice.
In my load. And then I'm going to use that opening to like dart forward like a prize fighter, but like one that like cut her teeth on street fighting and like 1-2 this like old bitch like across the face.
Do your weapons actually hit ghosts is the thing, or?
I don't see why they wouldn't if we fight ghosts quite a lot, right?
The thing is, like, ghosts are incorporeal, so they have to so you see them, but they're like ghosts, right? So
Cat.
Yeah, could the unusual part of the weapon be that it's like it's like it can hit things?
Cat.
Cat.
Oh yeah, that's Mr. Bobo. Call him the meowsogynist because he's always interrupting me.
He's always meow-splaining.
He is. He's meow-splaining.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Well,
That cat.
I can definitely have that that action be part of what assists Asane with as they're trying to basically get this ghost out of here.
All right.
That's a cat.
Okay.
Oh, cat. So yeah, I can definitely. So how many do you have in sway, Asane?
I have one.
All right. So Lovelace, go ahead and add one more stress. As you are, let me just double check really quickly. Yeah, go ahead and add a stress since you are assisting. And yeah, Asane, if you can roll some dice.
I'll roll some dice to get this ghost to bugger off. There's the first die. Oh, whew, okay. I got a 6. The first one was a 2, and I got really worried.
This ghost is scared the heck out. Lovely. So you charge in with your with your spirit knuckles, essentially, and you start laying into this. The bog witch is just kind of sitting there. At this point, the bog witch has sort of drifted over to like a lab table and is kind of hovering over it, just like, ooh, what are these things? And meanwhile, the gentleman you feel your knuckles pierce his form, almost like they're piercing flesh, and clearly not expecting that to happen. He recoils, and the combination of your of the spirit bane charm as well as your surprisingly effective physical assault, he starts retreating into his charm.
Mm-hmm.
And
can we say because I also have a spirit bane charm, can we say that I tie it around my knuckles to make it effective against ghosts?
Sure.
Get out of my head.
All right.
That works.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you hit him with the right hook, and that's got the charm. He's just like, oh, and then he retreats into what looks like a set of military medals.
Oh no! You defeated me.
Just kind of nopes out of that whole thing. So while all this is going on, I want to go ahead and jump over to Regina. So Regina, you are in the basement studio.
I'm in the basement.
Yes, and you are very far away. But Jenny's opened up this really nice tawny port. You know, it's like a white port. It's got like nice butterscotch notes, and she's showing you a little bit of choreography. She says, "I haven't forgotten about our project. I mean, remember the collab we were using to maybe you were doing the music in E minor. I was doing some steps. We were hoping to maybe like some ghost to rest with our work. I mean, I'm just so excited I was so excited to get this going, and then but can I show you a couple of new moves? I was thinking if I like elongate, my shoulders a little bit, maybe up, just keep my carriage upright, maybe extend through my collarbone. What do you think?" And she's like posing in front of you as she's demonstrating these moves.
I think that would work. I would like to see it though. I unfortunately do not have my violin with me tonight. But I have this, and I'll pull out my ocarina, which I carry on my person at all times.
You pull out this really well-made little clay black ocarina. It is it's glazed in like this beautiful matte finish, black matte finish, and you begin to play the music, and Jenny dances to it. Was there anything else you wanted to do while you were down here? Did you want to join the rest of the group, or you want to still hang out?
I would like to try and do a thing. I have also on my person, according to this lovely character sheet, I have a vial of slumber essence. And while she's dancing, I would like to try and sneak some into her drink.
Well, that sounds to me like a finesse roll, because you're trying to sneak a little bit of something into her port. So
I have no pips in that. What do I do?
Well, you do have one from there. We could do a flashback scene where you figure this out, and maybe that can add a little something. I can also give you a deal. Would you like to hear the deal?
I know that someone donated, like way back at the beginning, someone donated me to have like 2 extra dice. It was a 2 or 1? Yeah, it's 2 extra dice for me, and then 1 extra dice for everyone. So technically, I have 3.
You could use that.
I could use that. I want to use 2 of those 3.
Okay, go for it.
And question: so if you have no pips in a thing, do you roll 1 dice, or do you just automatically fail because you don't roll a dice?
No, you don't automatically fail. You always have the opportunity to roll 1 dice.
Okay.
And everything else is just kind of on top of that. So you start off with 1, and if you want to add, if you want to roll 3 dice total, then you just add 2 out of the 3 you have in your pool.
So sorry to go off of that. If I have 1 pip in something, then you still only roll 1 dice, or do you roll 2 dice?
So you always roll at least 1 dice. You can take stress. I think hold up. I think you take stress in order to roll something in something, roll a dice in something that you're not actually good in. So what you can do is you can take 2 stress in order to roll that dice, or you can just take from the pool that you have.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll take a stress because I don't have any yet.
Mm-hmm.
I am now stressed because I am doing something very
You're
not
about to
nice
drug
to
one of
my
your
friend.
best friends.
Yes, it is one of my best friends, and I feel bad. But yeah, so I will take a stress. Let me mark that on my sheet. I am now stressed. 1. So I get a dice, and then I will take 2 of the dice from my 3 that I was given. Thank you for donating. And I will roll 3 dice. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, the first one's a 2, and I got 2 6s.
God damn.
So we are rolling hot tonight, friends. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
We're rolling
Oh
so
my
hot.
god.
So Jenny is she takes her work so seriously, and you know this, and you kind of use this against her, and
And I feel bad.
Yes, you do feel bad. Take 1 guilt point. That's not a
Okay.
thing. No. So you manage to take your little vial out, and she does a move where she basically kind of like does a drop on the floor, and she's her body's kind of like leaning forward as she's basically almost like bent over on the ground, almost like in yoga you would call like child's pose. So she does that, and as she does that, you manage to uncork your little vial and just put the right amount in, not too much, not too little, just enough. And as she gets back up, like that was actually the finishing pose. She comes back over, she's like, oh, so what did you think, Regina? Do you think that would be helpful? I mean, I was thinking like I kind of pose myself in a sleeping position, like as I rest, so kind of like driving home the idea that like the
to
ghost
put
should
them
rest.
to rest. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh, let me just.
Shall we drink to this?
Let's just, here's a toast to old
Do I have a
friends.
glass? I don't have a glass. Here's my water.
Here's my water.
Clink.
Clink. A toast to old friends and good times. And she takes a sip. And she's actually pretty thirsty. She's been dancing for a while, and she really likes this port. She's got bottles of it at home, so she really just drinks it down. And then a moment later, she's like, oh goodness, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go use the bathroom a little, maybe freshen up. I'll probably drop by the teacher's lounge, maybe grab an espresso. This seems the machine is. It's working again. You know how they keep restarting it, and then she just kind of goes slump. And she slumps over at the desk.
I want to. Is there like a? Like, are we sitting at like a table? Like, where?
Yeah, you're sitting at her desk. So the idea is like, so
desk,
there's a studio. So there's basically like a dance space, and her desk is kind of in the back.
Gotcha.
Her chair.
Does she have a Victorian equivalent of sticky notes on her desk?
She has basically little tacks and some tape and some notebook paper. Some
Cool.
Parchment.
I take some parchment. I take a quill. I would like to write her just a little note, basically just saying, It was great seeing you. The dance was good. Basically something about whatever. You seemed really tired, and I hope to see you soon. Essentially, just a little note, and then I'm gonna make sure that she's just like sitting at her desk, slumped over, whatever. I'll put the note next to her.
You seemed pretty tired.
I don't know.
And then your friend's like, yeah, you seem tired. I didn't want to bother you. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
just
you
gonna let you
seemed really.
sleep here.
Yeah, you seemed really tired.
Okay, love it. What do you do now?
I mean, I think like if maybe this is a great time for a flashback to whatever. Like, I don't know how long ago did I get fired? Like 5 years ago?
about like a couple of years ago. Yeah,
Like 3 years ago. Okay,
Like
so
3 years ago,
flashback
yeah.
like 5 years ago, and we are staying up late, working on our project.
yeah.
And I think we would pull all-nighters, and I think that we would doze off together.
Awesome. Is this an action that you'd like to take, or is this just a narrative thing that you'd like to get into?
I think this would be one of those mechanical flashback
Okay.
things, just so to make it not weird. Like I don't want her to think this is weird. So I'm trying to establish that this is a arguably normal thing to have happened.
All right. Well, you've already taken a stress. I think I might have you take an additional stress because this is a flashback.
That is fine.
Mechanically, the rules say so.
The
and
book says so.
The book says so. It's right here. So if you want to go ahead and what action would you like to use?
For sleepy.
Mm-hmm. For making this not awkward.
I could make an argument for consort again, just because I have connections and friends and whatnot, because that seems to be the friends one. Or study, because we.
I think
studying.
sway. I think sway because
Sway?
like this is
Okay.
like this is a social thing, not so much a study thing.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, if you want to go
Okay.
ahead and roll for that.
Roll for some sway. And I'm going to use the last extra dice I have. So then I get 2.
So that means all y'all should donate some more so that Regina gets more dice.
Thank you for the donations.
Thank you for the donations.
Okay, well, I got a 1 and I got a 3.
Yeah, turns out Jenny is a bit of a night owl and she doesn't normally just conk out like that. So it's pretty awkward. And you get the impression that after this whole situation, your friendship's gonna suffer just a little bit. She's gonna expect you to show up and apologize, or she's going to find you and make you apologize.
I will show up with many a bottle of more of port wine. This is how
Awesome.
rich people apologize, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm taking you to Cabo now.
How do we
All
take
right.
you out to dinner?
In Paris. Okay. So what do you do now? You know now that your friendship's a little like you made it go on the rocks.
I think I'll still just like leave her a note, and I will leave. I will go back upstairs to try and find the rest of you.
So because no one else is in the building, you hear a crash coming from what you assume is the 3rd floor.
I think like inwardly, I'm just like,
And then you hear a
okay.
muffled like, "You there, you're like a ruffian. You can't do me."
I am going to pick up the skirts of my very nice gown that I'm wearing or whatever, and I'm gonna run up the stairs.
So you run up the stairs, and yeah, Jean-Pierre, Lovelace, Asane, and Crimson, you are standing there as Regina. You hear some footsteps running up the stairs.
My heeled shoes.
Your heeled shoes, and you recognize the heels, and you're like, oh right, it's her. But then Regina, as you run in, you have you run in, and then you see that the military ghost gets swooped back into their metal, and there's like a ghost of a bog witch, just kind of like there's actually a whole collection of what look like someone left out a collection of like pencils, and it's just meticulously just like rearranging all of the pencils by size.
Incredible.
And it's like it looks like it's dripping water, but it's like ectoplasm. So it's dripping ectoplasm like over everything.
Did you find it?
Oh, right. One sec. And I go over to the cabinet.
So yeah, you see that it's a little bit of, so you all know that if you touch any of these items, that more ghosts will be released.
I wanna finesse my hand back in there.
All right, give me a
Like
roll
a
for that.
Operation, like a game of
Yeah,
operation.
it's like
Game of
operation
Operation.
slash like, you know that game with all the pickup sticks, like get a bunch of sticks and you just drop
Operation
them.
Pickup Sticks is what I call this move, everybody. I announced to the room. So I have two.
We all watch intently.
So I rolled two. I rolled 2 dice or 3 dice.
So you roll 2 dice, unless you'd like to add.
I don't believe I have any extra currently. That's a 5. I got a 6.
You all watch Asane, like, you know how there's those pop and lock dancers that are amazing?
Maybe
So
you
you
should
see
be a dance major.
So Asane just kind of like does like a weird like it's like fluid, but then you see like a pop and a lock as they like bring in their wrist, like navigating around like a cup, and then like around what looks like a tiny little candlestick, and they deftly pick up the incense burner, and it's like
I get almost there, and it looks like I won't reach, and I like flick my wrist, and like one of my lockpick tools comes out of my coat, and I like whoop.
Yeah, you hook it by one of the little openings for the smoke to come out, and as you bring it out, you see, you know, it's like a little bronze, almost like spherical holder. It's got like little food dogs holding it up, 3 little food dogs holding it up, and there's another 2 food dogs like up on top holding a ball between them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have it.
I like kind of gesture it towards Regina.
I will take it. I want to look at it to make sure it's the right one, because I'm assuming the Trung family told me.
Yeah, the Trung family gave you a description. That's no big deal.
I'm like, here you go. You're
Cool.
like, this isn't theirs.
Oh no, this is the wrong one.
Who's
It's the one
driving
that
the
was
car?
just out of your reach.
I think Crimson would look up at Regina and be like, where's your friend?
She's having a little rest, but we should get out of here. Why? I mean, I don't even know if it's worth asking at this point, but
The bog witch just continues to like, they're done with the pencils. They move over to the test tube rack.
Should we
And
leave?
they're just
Should we leave her like that?
can it's quite a mess. I'm just kind of looking at like the glass on the
it's
ground.
a mess. It is a huge mess. There's glass everywhere, and also some of Lovelace's blood.
Oh, perhaps we should clean up, tidy up the place so no one knew we're here.
I know the janitor.
glass.
It's fine. He'll get it.
Oh, you have an inn. Excellent. Well then.
You know the janitor?
Asane, are you doing a flashback?
No, I met the old. I did that. I met the old janitor.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
did
true.
you like?
That's
But did you
true.
coordinate the janitor to help him clean up?
No, I do have an idea for a flashback, but I want to give other people space to do
Gotcha.
things.
Okay.
All right, we got what we came here for. Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, I do want to do one thing or try one thing before or after everybody leaves. So I'll wait until we start heading out.
I think Crimson would try to take some of Lovelace's blood and put it back into the ectoplasm vial, just nonchalantly, like it's normal.
You're doing what?
Don't worry about it.
That was like, that could be both in character and out of character.
I feel like it's creepy enough to make me ask you for an action roll to see if anyone picks up on this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, no, but I literally didn't hear what you said. What are you doing?
I'm taking Lovelace's blood and putting it in one of my vials that had my dead octopus in it. Did you miss that whole scene?
I remember the octopus.
Well, yeah, now I just want to collect Lovelace's blood because the octopus helped her out, and who knows what Lovelace's blood can do.
Super normal thing.
Lovelace will be okay with this. So if you don't want to be stealthy, it's fine for her. But if you want to be stealthy for other folks, it's up to you.
Yeah, how overt are you being?
I like when people are saying let's clean up, this is what Crimson thinks.
Okay, so Crimson's just
being.
doing this. You don't need to roll. It's just you're just doing this.
You're not going to cast a spell on me with that, are you?
I would never.
Should we do anything about her? I point at the bog, the very organized bog witch.
Pardon,
Play
excuse
some
me.
music.
Excuse me, bog witch. Do you mind going back into your seed or whatever it was that you were trapped in?
You can't really tell what she looks like underneath, but you get the general impression that she's kind of sad and doesn't really want to go back in because she really likes organizing things.
Can she clean up?
That sounds like a plan.
Ma'am, would you mind the melee gesture of the glass? Please?
Okay, one of you needs to make a roll. One of you needs to make an action roll.
Can I play cleaning music?
To roll to sway this bog witch.
Okay.
Can I assist by playing music?
Yes, you can assist by playing music, but who's gonna convince this ghost to clean up after you?
I want to convince.
Okay, go ahead.
I would also have. I had an idea for an assist now. So
yeah, if you want to assist too, multiple people can do that. That's not a problem. So first of all, let's start with Asane. What are you going to use to convince this ghost to clean up after you?
I'm gonna use sway to convince this ghost that it would be super rad if it helped us clean up, and then it doesn't have to go back in its home.
Okay, cool. And Regina, you mentioned what you're going to do, and Jean-Pierre.
I would actually like to try a small flashback, just a quick one.
Sure.
And you see Jean-Pierre, this is back before Emmett had ever found him. He's still in the streets. This is after his, he got out of the service and he didn't really have a job. He didn't have a home anymore. And him just being on the streets, you see him turn a corner into an alleyway and it finds this tiny little mouse and picks him up and just over time just starts feeding him whatever scraps that he gets. He always gives him a small little amount always. And that's kind of how he met Lamy. And along the way, he also happened to start making friends with other rats around the area. He never they never went with him. It was always Lamy who was there. But through Lamy, he was able to create this sort of a relationship with all these other mouse. And so coming back to the present, he takes out Lamy again and goes, perhaps we can help speed things up a little bit. Maybe bring out some of your friends. And
This is like that song from Enchanted, Happy
I was just gonna say, is that the song I'm playing? Can I play that song on my ocarina?
I can't sing any more of that. Remember, I get sued by Disney. So
just imagination.
Here, so we've got so in terms of magic, like we've got some things in the stack here. So let's start with Jean-Pierre. I'm gonna need you to roll some sway here.
Okay.
To see, and I'm also gonna need you to take 2 stress because like the idea that you are befriending the rats of Doskville.
Are you the Pied Piper? You're the Pied Piper.
This definitely qualifies as, and I quote, an elaborate action that involves special opportunities or contingencies.
Let's go.
Okay. So, can you repeat that again? What are all the sway, right?
I can't. Okay, well, technically, I'm not supposed to tell you, but I would suggest sway because this is the friends and networking and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so sway, I have nothing in there, so just 1 die for that, right?
But we did get some dice,
right.
I think.
And we got 2 d6s as well. So I have 3 dice I can roll.
Yeah, you can roll to 3 dice.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 3 dice.
And you can also take on additional stress if you want in order to add another dice. One bargain that I could make with you is maybe if you want to take on, so if you don't do well, I'm going to have some other things come to attempt to help you if you want to take that chance. Okay, cool. You can add another dice.
Oh crap! I only have 3 d6s with me.
Okay, then roll an additional.
I'll roll it after the fact. But I was gonna ask one more thing. What was the other thing I was gonna ask? Never mind. That's it. That's right. What was it again that happens when you take on? So I took on 2 stress already, and then So yeah. Oops. There we go. All right. Never mind. I got a 5, a 3, and a 4, and then I'm gonna roll the 3 again for my 4th die, and another 4. So my highest was a 5.
So I'm going to say that this is risky. I don't know if I should say it's desperate because I don't. Like, how often I don't think Jean-Pierre does this often, right? Like summoning a horde of rats to help you. I'm going to say that's desperate. So you do this, but there's a consequence you suffer.
Okay.
So you do it.
I was just banking on like this entire thing was premised on Austin's little comment about me being a Disney princess. So I'm like, I'm going to lean into this.
A bunch of mice show up, but not only do a bunch of mice show up, a bunch of pigeons also show up. And they're all, the thing about pigeons is that they're sweet, but they're dumb. But the mice come scurrying in from across the room. They start trying to help. But you also hear some thunk, 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 thunk against the windows as pigeons try to like fling themselves against the panes of glass and attempt to help you.
I turn to Lam and goes, no, I did not those friends. You know which friends I'm talking about. Not the, I meant your mice friends, not the rats of the city.
And thunk, thunk. And because they're thunking up against the window, you do hear like a shout, being like, "Hey, what was pigeons doing?" from outside.
You all told me. You all told me I couldn't kill anyone, and this is the shit we put up with.
And now we're gonna go to Asane's roll. So you get to add. You have several d6s to work with, and Regina, you take out your ocarina and you start playing. I assume.
Yes.
Excellent. You start playing
so chaotic.
Happy little working song, but in E minor.
Yes.
A 5, and I look at Lovelace. Don't you worry. I took care of any sort of situation that might arise.
The ghost looks at you and she's like, and then
yes.
Yes.
The glass.
She starts sorting the glass by size on the floor.
Right. Flashback.
Yes. Okay.
the day I went to university, after I dealt with the bathroom situation, I had made my way over to the main administration building to find the security office where the guards come and go.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to, if I could, locate the person in charge of the guards or in charge of like that shift or whatever.
Okay. That is going to be I'm going to have you take 1 stress and go ahead and choose whatever action you think is appropriate to try to get that.
What I was trying to do is bribe him that in a week and a day, the guards need to be preoccupied for the evening.
Okay.
So if you want to make it more stress, that's fine.
I think, yeah, let's take that. Let's take 2 stress. So that, yeah. So, but I think you can choose which attribute you'd like to use for this action.
Is there one there like this is for bribing? No,
I think consort might be
consort?
consort might be the, or
yeah,
consort.
You might gain resources. Yeah. I see. Consort, I have 1, and I have 2 extra d6s. Thanks, Steve. I'm going to use those.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Oh, we love you so much.
Okay, here's. Okay. Ooh, thanks to these extra d6s, Steve, because there's a 6 on those Steve d6s.
Nice.
So turns out that so you meet this guy, and he looks a little bit familiar, and as you look a little closer, you realize that he's actually probably related somehow to the janitor that you just helped.
Is this school a family business?
Everything's a family business.
Everything's a family business in Duskfall. So so he comes over, and his name is you walk over, and you introduce yourself, and he says, like, yeah, I'm Roger. You're the one who helped my dad with the bathroom. That's something he said that he gave you a bagel.
Yes, I still have. How did you? Anyway, so
you see, he holds his cat.
Right, peculiar school. So next week, I think it'd be nice if the gods had an evening off, don't you?
Oh, that's my night. Oh my gosh, I would love to have an do you want to do it? I mean, we're always looking for more people to hire.
I could, but I just think you should, and I put an envelope on the table. Have a nice night on the town, you and your friends.
He looks into his like, I've been really wanting to get some back surgery for my dad, and I think this is going to help cover some of it.
Oh, yeah, use it however you'd like, as long as you're not.
You're not going to. Okay. I mean, you seem. He said that you seem really trustworthy. Like, he doesn't just give bagels to anyone. So
well, I assure you on my word, no one will get hurt. Smash cut.
Smash cut to this. And it's like Lovelace is just standing there. There's like a ghost, long hair, dripping, just sorting glass by size.
No one's gotten. I guess Lovelace got hurt, but I didn't know about that, so it's fine.
You took my punching bags away from me, Asane?
Yes, I did.
Smart. I stride over to the window where the pigeons are pecking, and I pound on it to scare them away. And as I do, I say, we need to get out of here regardless. Won't be long before this. Yes, won't be long before this attracts the attention of those blue coats.
Yeah, absolutely. I quite agree. Let's chop and all that.
All right. Why don't let's see. So how do you get out?
Front door?
The way we got in, yeah.
We go back the way we came.
This is when
Asane does a backflip out.
Yep. I just open the window and just like free fall out.
It's like that meme with the cat that goes sail. Just like,
We should leave, yeah. And I open the window, get out of the way, pigeons. I just like jump with like my climbing rope.
Okay.
Not to be outdone, because we do have a rivalry. I'm sure this is going to be a rule, but I don't care. I just want to see if this works. Jean just goes, he's not gonna outshow me this time. And then he jumps up, you make yourself useful. And he like stares at the pigeons. And I want to see if the pigeons carry him down.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to say this is a critical.
Come on, Chad, give me some dice. I'm out of dice.
Critical. I'm going to have you take 3 stress.
I have 5 stress now.
Because you are okay, quick. Not only that, but you're trying to do this like stealthily, right? Like so that people are like, "Oh, look, that's a man getting flown down by a bunch of pigeons." Like
Pigeon Man's my favorite episode from Hey Arnold.
Yes.
He's literally that guy.
Steve said he might help with dice.
Thank
In
you.
chat.
Steve, be my savior.
So what do you use to help persuade these pigeons?
I use Lami. I'm like, Lami, you brought them here.
No, I mean which attribute? Are you using sway?
Oh,
Or are you
of
using...
course, those are a thing. That's
Yeah.
right.
You could also use command to intimidate.
I do have
these
one
pigeons.
command. I do have one command. And I
Carry
also
me
have one
down or
sway.
else.
I do have a sway as well.
Well, it's up to you what you want to use, but
Uh,
you're gonna. This is you. You
It's
need
one hell of a roll.
This is gonna be one heck of a roll.
Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get another dice in this
Do
meantime.
any of you
but
want to help this?
Absolutely not. Lovelace shoves him.
No.
So I'm gonna give you.
Not.
I'm gonna give you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
Oh, 2 dice for KP.
If you
Yay!
fail this, you break both your legs as you fall down.
Come on, dicey. So I have 3 dice now.
I
Total?
believe it's Steve. Steve donated for 2 dice for you.
But if you want to take a bargain, then you get one more additional d6.
I shall take it.
Okay.
Actually, so wait, you already gave me 3 stress, right?
I gave you 3 stress.
And I
I already
already
gave you
have
3
2
stress. You have to take additional 3 stress for this action.
No, because I had 2 already.
Yes.
And then you gave me 3 for this action. And how many wait, where do
You only have 9. So
Okay.
if you reach
Oh,
9, then you get a trauma.
then
And then 4 traumas and your character retires if they're not dead.
I see. Well, if that's the case, I'm plenty more. I can be more stressed. I'm fine. I'm gonna take.
Do you want me to give you more stress?
Oh wait. Oh, so wait,
No.
okay. So it's a devil's bargain. Never mind. I thought it was okay. So it's push yourself or a devil's bargain. Okay.
Yes.
Never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna roll my 3 dice and I'll roll the 1 more afterwards. But come
You
on,
need to
baby.
get a 6.
I need.
You need to get a 6.
Get
Come
a
on,
6.
baby.
Get a 6. Get
Come
a
on,
6.
come.
Did you just roll 3 6s?
No, that was a 1, a 4, and a 6. I'm gonna roll that 1 just in case.
You're rolling so hot tonight. This is the most
That was a
chaotic,
2.
not. This is gonna be like the most chaotic, not grim dark, like game of Blades in the Blades ever. So all of you watch as Jean-Pierre opens the window, and basically, did you use sway or did you use command?
I used. Ooh, that's good. I think I used command at this point because he's annoyed that these damn pigeons are here, and he's going to be like, "Well, make yourself useful."
So the pigeons are intimidated by you. Glare at them. On the pigeons are like they're pretty dim-witted, but they know when they're in trouble. So they form like a series of steps for you to just step down, and you just sort of. And then and like you know they can't handle a lot of weight right away, so you very like fleet-footedly just like descend on the backs of pigeons.
You just see like if anybody were to see this from the ground, you just see like him just like his hands are in his pocket, like very nonchalantly just doing this as his coat is like flowing in the breeze, billowing in the breeze.
Incredible.
And
Looking
not only
all
because you rolled a
cool.
6, it's like so silent. Like the pigeons are not saying anything. They're just
No, like literally like before this, you make another coup. I'm going to have pigeon stew tonight.
I imagine some students walking by and is looking up and just scoffs and says, "Oh, theater majors." Just keep walking.
So there's a part I do want to get to. So yeah,
Yes.
so Jean-Pierre, you just send Asane, you look next to you, like somersaulting down, and then like you just see like your friend descending bitches. And the rest of you manage to leave the space. You go home, back to your respective places. And Regina, you meet up with Anna.
I have the thing.
You have the thing. You have the incense burner.
Yes.
So she drops by your loft office
Yes,
in the
Loftus.
cathedral. And as you hand over this to her, she says, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I think this is what you wanted." And she slides an envelope back over to you.
I would like to take the envelope and I would like to look at it with my eyeballs.
Are you sure? Not with your earballs? Just, so you open up, first of all, and then she says, "By the way, there's that friend of yours. Could you give her my number?"
Which friend? I have many.
The one that likes to punch things.
Will do.
And she sachets away in a bunch of ruffles.
She sachets away.
While you Shantae stay. So you open up this envelope, and later on you make this known to your compatriots. As it turns out, this you were the event manager at Haven, booking things, so you knew that there was a dinner that night.
There was
an envelope full of bagels. What? Sorry. It's an envelope.
It's a really dramatic moment. The camera is like slowly zooming as the dramatic music builds, and I open the envelope, and in it is a bagel. I pull out the bagel, and in it there is another bagel. I pull out another bagel.
It's a bagel trioshka. It's like a matryoshka, but it's a bagel trioshka.
It's like the TARDIS, bigger on the inside. I turn the envelope over. Bagels.
So, Regina, you remember
Yes.
that, of course, it takes money and resources to run a soup kitchen. So, you and Emmett had partnered with the Della Rosa family, which was one of the last families that owned an honest credit union in Duskful. And the night that it was supposed to burn down, Rodrigo Della Rosa was supposed to have celebrated his 95th birthday at Haven that night, but had to cancel at the last minute due to a family emergency. Everyone in town knows the Della Rosa Credit Union refused to be bought out by any of the banks, refused to work with any other crime syndicates. So it was one of the reasons why Emmett was really keen on accepting their help in running the soup kitchen and shelter. So what the Trung family has given you is essentially a copy of a contract on Rodrigo's life. It's not signed by them. And you get the impression as you look at it, you see that they probably turned it down, because you've known the Trunks for a while. They come in. As much as a family of killers can be, they do have kind of a code of honor. And they were just like, it didn't sit well with us. And you also like know that there's a family vote, and they probably voted it down. But you also see that she leaves a business card of another assassination group that's like less genteel, kind of second caliber. They're called the Gallows. And you're able to put two and two together, and you realize the Gallows took the job instead on their behalf. So one leads to another, and basically what was supposed to happen was Rodrigo was supposed to be in the restaurant that night with his family, and the Gallows seemed to have burned it down really, really quickly, remotely. So that's basically what you get the impression. So someone hired this group, And another document that's put in there is an article done by the local press that says that Duskwall Finance's offer to buy De La Rosa Credit Union has once again been rejected. And there's a quote from Rodrigo saying, "As long as the De La Rosa family and I exist and I live, we will not turn this over."
Oh. So to restate,
Yeah.
someone was trying to do a hit on the De La Rosa family who was supposed to be there, but they weren't. And my sister was caught in the crossfire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do I have any suspects?
I have an idea for where Lovelace could be in the midst of all this plot stuff. But
yes,
I'm thinking like out of character, just to make sure all the lines are connected. Was this group called the Gallows or something, Michelle? Could you repeat?
Yeah,
who
the
was
Gallows.
Hired? Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like Duskwall Finance hired the Gallows to burn down the credit union and kill Rodrigo Del Rosa, who has been refusing to be bought out. Right? Is like what I'm thinking out of character.
Yes.
Okay.
And you said you had a thing for your character to fit in?
Yeah, I do. I'm just also keeping an eye on the time because I do personally kind of have a out soon. But I know that DM Steve redeemed juicy monologues for each of our characters.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if you want, I can just lead you to what I think a cool ending would be. And then you can monologue from there.
Heck
Yes.
So what happens is, Regina, all of you hear about this from Regina, and you basically come up with a plot to take down the Gallows and to send a message to Duskwall Finance in a very similar fashion to the way Haven was demolished. And so let's say a couple of weeks later, after getting some resources together, Jean-Pierre, you sniped a couple of folks, Lami next to you.
On the shoulder.
And you see, so each of you take hits out on the Gallows, and their headquarters becomes, they go underground, they go out of business, and then you end up actually setting fire to the biggest flagship Duskwall Finance building. And as you see the flames lick up the side of this enormous bank, you check to make sure people weren't inside. You didn't want to repeat of what Emmett wouldn't want that. But yeah, what are each of you thinking as you are standing on the balcony of a bright stone cathedral, like about 10 blocks away, watching the conflagration in the night?
I think KP, you're supposed to go first.
Oh, you just see Jean looking at the flames, and up till now, I mean, Jean has been a little more eclectic than I thought I was gonna make him, but I'm fine with that.
By the way, you all got paid a whole lot of money for this too.
Oh yeah. But at this point, you just see him kind of just look off at the flames. And he has this very kind of similar to that expression that he had when what was the friend's name, the professor's name again?
Professor Genevieve Ithacus.
Right. So when
Ithaca,
Professor
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so when Professor Ithaca had mentioned Emmett that time, you saw how he had tightened up and gotten very, very upset looking. People have to understand that for Jean, Emmett is kind of like almost like a mother, a sister, just all sorts of family in one, because he didn't have anybody until that point, except for Lami that he happened to meet in the streets.
And a bunch of pigeons.
And a bunch of goddamn annoying pigeons. And to him, like, they meant the world. And when she was and as well as the restaurant, like, that was his home, and to have that go away like that, like, he was on a warpath. He was ready to take it down. So today, when he finally achieved this, I think the only thing he really says is, retribution is finally served. And then kind of just turns around and walks away.
5 pigeons follow you into the night.
And you just seem like lazily swat away, try to swat them out. God damn it! He just turns and like finally turns. If you poop on me again, I will kick you.
Connie, go ahead.
As Lovelace watches Jean-Pierre walk away, she shakes her head. Retribution. Crooked cops, crooked bankers, crooked politicians. This whole damn city is crooked, from the sewers to the perfumed bedrooms of these ruffled nobles. And she takes out a picture of Emmett in her breast pocket and looks at it, takes a deep breath and folds it away. There's no justice until this whole city burns. And then she turns to the rest of you and says, keep the torch burning. I need to lose some stress. And she hops off the balcony in like a really cool way, like does like a flip maybe, like off off a column. Yeah, it's a sick flips. And as she sort of like Avengers lands on the ground and gets up, like slicks her hair back, you all see her approach a survivor crawling on his hands and knees out of this like one bank, and he's maybe like begging, like his legs are broken, like how Michelle wanted to break Jean-Pierre's legs, but didn't get to. And Lovelace just goes up to him and like squats down in front of him and cocks her head and says, I want to hear you beg.
Please, my legs are on fire. I'm just a janitor. I was cleaning.
That's nice. And then she she cracks his skull open with a brass knuckle and says, better than sex. And puts it back into her jacket and walks away. And that's the grimdark, y'all, because I feel like this has been missing some grimdark. So here it is.
Okay.
And that's Lovelace's last scene.
With Lovelace cracks the skull of this poor man, the scene flips over to Crimson in the hospital with Emmett. And Crimson's doing a fortune-telling reading for Emmett, and I don't know if Emmett really remembers them or not. Emmett's always kind of in and out. But Emmett flips over the first card and it's the Wheel of Fortune reversed, which is a destructive moment. And then it kind of just pans over to Lovelace walking off and it's just like, okay. And then he flips over the second card and it's the Empress reversed. And I think it would kind of just kind of show the rest of the team, because this still represents just like there's no fertile ground, there's no new energy being involved. And then the last card flipped over is going to be the Queen of Swords upright. And this means independence and being able to come back and be intelligent and independent. And then I think it would kind of just show a zoom in of just Emmett maybe in the hospital bed. And finally, Emmett remembers who Crimson is at that point.
Aww.
Did you prep the potatoes?
We're all out of potatoes, Emmett.
Oh. All right, Austin.
Aww.
That was really sweet.
That was so sweet.
I think you see Asane closer, like the fire is raging and he sees Lovelace like superhero jump off the building and it's kind of like and goes down the other way of the block to find other people like trying to get away from this blaze, and is helping is like, you don't want to go that way, mate, and is like leading them a different way, but each person they lead a different way, they pickpocket whatever they can get from them. They're like, oh, let me help you there. Oh yeah, you're so on fire. And
you have like 18 wallets.
Yeah, picks like every person's pocket, and as later on like starts going through them and is looking, and you see it pans over to like an ID that says Asane that does not have their photo on it. And they find one, they're like, I'll try being Steve for a little bit. And slides that into their wallet.
Nice. And Regina, last but not least.
I think I'm assuming we're gathered on the balcony of the office. And as everybody sort of disperses into the night, I think I sit for a prolonged moment, looking out at the bank ablaze. And I watch it with the smallest of smiles on my face. And I turn around and walk back inside into my office. And I walk through to the back, through like this hidden, like almost like a hidden door into the back, where I have another desk. And this desk is meticulously laid out and organized with different folders with different people's names on it. And I will take the one out for those people who died. The can you say their name again?
Oh, the gallows?
Yeah, no, them, and then also the other person who unfortunately died, like them.
Oh, sorry, you mean the bank or the janitor?
No, sorry. The gallows, and also the
person the hit was for.
Yeah, the person who
Rodrigo de la Vega.
Yes, yeah. So I'll take out like the folder on the gallows, and I will just like toss it into recycling. I don't know, but I will remove it from my files, and I will take all the gold or however they paid us, and I will put it into a jar that is labeled just Haven with a little heart on it. And I'll just put it into this jar, and I will just touch it and just think about my sister and how much closer we are to rebuilding our restaurant.
That's a beautiful way of ending this amazing heist and this incredibly chaotic and fun time we've had together. All right, super quickly, thank everyone for watching. This was so much fun. I gotta say again, I think this is the most like least grimdark Blades in the Dark game ever. But we had
Thank
some
God
fun.
for Connie.
Thank you, Connie,
Thank
for
you,
splitting
Connie.
that poor man's head open.
You can count on me to make things really dark really fast.
All right, really
punch,
quickly, because I
punch.
know Connie's gotta head out. So, Connie, why don't you go first? Where can we find you?
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. I'm Connie, pronouns are they, he, and she. You can find me on Twitter at by Connie Chong. That's BY. When I'm not doing this, guesting on amazing streams, I am the GM and executive producer behind Transplanar RPG, which is an all transgender, people of color led, 100% homebrew, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition live streamed actual play campaign set in an original non-colonial anti-Orientalist world. We actually have our Arc 2 interlude with a special guest, B. Zelda, that I believe people love. They're amazing. Tomorrow, May 1st, Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/transplanarrpg. It's a beach episode. There's going to be watermelon eating contest, a crab racing contest, and a lot of emotional trauma from Arc 2 that we're not going to process. So you should tune in for that. It's going to be a good old time. And I'll pass introductions along to whoever's next.
All right, let's go to KP.
Hello, everybody. I'm KP, also known as KP11 Studios on all your social medias. I am a cosplay photographer, a streamer, gamer, as well as someone who enjoys talking about my culture as an Indian and trying to include that in pretty much everything that I try to do. So if any of that interests you, if you like to learn a little bit about Indian mythology or watch me play games, you can check me out on my Twitch channel as KP11 Studios. If you want to see more of my photography related stuff, that's all on my Instagram as well as on my Twitter, also as KP11 Studios. But yeah, I look for every opportunity to play with great people like this, and every time I'm blown away with how amazing everybody is. Also, I'm a TTRPG player. That's the other thing. If you like to watch me be more of the same chaotic in other places, I have a stream on Tuesday on Unmade Gaming's channel for a game of Coriolis called Void. But basically, it's like Firefly meets Mass Effect meets Middle Eastern concepts and stuff like that. So if that interests you, go check that out. I play a big buff lady named Alia. She's 6'8" and a priestess and amazing. I love her so much. And then every Friday I'm on we play. I'm blanking the name of it. It's called City of Light and Dark. I just recently started, it's basically a wonderful game of set in 1940s. It's an alternative history. If you like to see us punch Nazis, that's where I'll be at on Fridays. So yeah.
On Fridays, we punch Nazis.
We punch Nazis.
All right, let's go to Danny.
Hey y'all, my name is Danny. You can find me all over the internet at Danny Plays Games with a Z. I'm your emotional support himbo as well as your personal hype man. I'm usually screaming about board games, tabletop RPGs, posting on TikTok and playing games on Twitch. So if you'd like to catch me on the social medias, Twitter is Danny Plays Games, and then my Twitch and my TikTok is Brutal Dan.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Nala, what you up to?
It's me. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and donating your money to this wonderful organization. You can find me on Twitter at NalaWoo. When I'm not doing this, I am an illustrator. I do freelance in the tabletop games industry, and you can find all of my work on my portfolio website, naladraws.com. I'm also at Nala Draws on any other social media for my art. I also have an art Twitter at Nala Draws, Instagram, ArtStation, the new social media for artists, Artful. I'm Nala Draws everywhere except Twitter for my personal account. But yeah, I draw stuff. I also do voice acting and sensitivity reading, cultural consulting. If you're interested in working with me, I am looking for freelance stuff this summer, starting in June. And then I graduate from school this winter. And I will be looking for full-time work starting basically January. So if you want me to make your games gayer, you should hire me.
Strong statement. Who needs a resume with that?
Yeah, strong pitch.
Yeah, strong pitch.
Very good pitch. Yeah. And I do have a resume. That's on my website.
Yes, check that out. Hire them. They're great. Okay. Austin, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me on Twitter at Sailor Scott Austin. That's at Sailor SCT Austin. You can find me back here on this channel on Monday for Mind in the Martyr, which is a 5e game. You can find me every Wednesday on my podcast, Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries, also on Twitter at Nerd Mysteries. I believe this week we just released an episode of me and my co-host Brenda watched the new Mortal Kombat movie and shared our thoughts on it. Next week you got to tune in to see what it is, because every episode's a surprise, even for us. Other than that, I write for TTRPGs, I play TTRPGs, and I love TTRPGs. So hit me up on Twitter, Sailor Scott Austin. But besides that, thanks for hanging out, chat. It looks like the Tiltify is at $1,272. So claps for you guys.
Amazing. All right. And I am Michelle Rapp. You can find me on Twitter at Kiln Fiend Potter, where I shout mostly about representation of marginalized groups in gaming. I shout very loudly. I also like to show cat pictures and also show off my pottery, which I also do. I'm a potter and an artist in my other life. I also work with Asians Represent on basically dissecting and lumping caricature. I also love to be on the wrap up. The Asians Represent were really fantastic. I love them so much. Check us out. I also occasionally work with Loading Ready Run for campaigns. I just finished up Queer as Hell, which was an excellent 5e campaign where we had a bunch of 5 bards go to hell to help get an archdevil's mojo back. So that was a lot of fun. It's up on YouTube if you want to see it. And yeah, you can check me if you want a new mug. I'm going to have a shop update on Monday. So check me out at kilnfiendpottery.com. With that, we're just going to hand it back to our wonderful moderator and producer. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for donating. With the rise in Asian hate crimes nowadays, it's so much more important to show support for all marginalized communities. So we really appreciate your help, your support, and your kindness. Thank you. All right, with that, take care. Don't be cool. Be nice to pigeons. Befriend your local mice.